Ladies and gentlemen, before we talk about the vaping controversy, before we bring in Joey Cassata for the second Kiss album debate, this episode of the Loki and Jabroni Show is brought to you by Theragesic, Icy Hot, and a big fucking bottle of ibuprofen. Because when you're in your 40s and you go out and you play 6 innings of softball, you play 4 innings of kickball, your body tends to give out on you. So for every part of our body that hurts and for the parts that we didn't even know we had that hurts, here we are crawling in. We're here. We're in our seats. Everybody's ready. And now, from the pain capital of the world, we bring you the Loki and Jabroni Show.
And I thought that was like 18 innings. You sure it was only 7?
You know, sure? It's the softball game I know was 6 to 7 innings. The kickball game seemed to go on forever.
No, that was a
We
long
still
guys.
have, I want to say Ho Chi Minh, but Kim Jong-un's boogers right here. So Will's going to get a kick out of this when I show it to him. We have an in-house guest, by the way, watching us do this live for all of you fantastic folks out there in La La Land. But continue. I'm sorry.
No, that's pretty much. I really felt like it was 18 innings. Just me.
Which part of you hurts the worst? Let me ask you that.
Oh, it's definitely my fucking definitely my hammy that I pulled. That's fun.
See, I woke up this morning. I drove Angela to work. She said, "How do you feel?" I says, "I feel great." She goes, "Anything hurt?" I'm like, "From the waist up, I'm $1 million. From the waist down, I'm 38 cents." My legs hurt, my knees hurt, my ankles hurt. The foot that just came out of the boot, 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
Hurts. Everything hurts. But you know what? I had so much fun, and I wouldn't have traded it for anything. My voice is gone.
No. Oh, absolutely.
Because we were talking so much junk to the kids, to the adults, to everybody. The best time.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't say enough.
Absolutely.
If you're in this area next year, end of Summer Jones, come to our cookout. Mike and I already talked about starting to plan the next one. So please come out, have some fun with Loki and Jabroni, and wow. And
in my house, we're going to be eating. We're going to be eating cased meat for a while because we had so many hot dog buns left over.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I thought the hamburgers were gone. I know that all the hamburgers were gone. The chicken was fucking gone.
I had 2 of those. I did have a piece of chicken.
That was some amazing chicken. I don't know if you got to have it.
Who seasoned the chicken?
Oh, I did.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, I did the pre-cook beforehand because you can't. I'll tell you what. If you guys ever do any, especially if you're cooking like 40 pounds of chicken, don't try to fucking throw that shit out in the grill. You're just gonna have raw, nasty chicken. You got to pre-cook it, and usually the seasoning that goes on it beforehand is gonna stay on it the whole fucking time. So, we brought different flavors out there. So it was a good spread.
You know what I find helps?
What?
Steam the chicken. And then throw it on the grill. It gets nice and crispy on the outside, and it's like moist in the middle. It's like it's almost like if you got the right barbecue sauce, almost like a candy coating around.
I ain't gonna lie. I took a couple of those pieces of chicken home. I warmed them up for lunch today, and oh yeah, gorgeous. Yep. This is the part where this gentleman tells you who he is.
I'm Loki.
I am Jabroni, and the man in the box. He was there through the ages, chained slaves to their cages. He has seen you eat your own. He is the cycle of pain of 1,000-year-old reign. He is suicide and salvation, the omen to nation that you have worshipped on all fours. He is the infection and famine that's knocking at your door. That's why you're feeling so unholy. The one and only
Eddie Focus.
And on a special Kiss episode, why should I not bring you in with some Kiss lyrics?
Right?
What song was it?
And this is Will.
Unholy, my man. And behind
everyone
us,
say hi to Will.
Will is in the background. He is in town. He is one of our longest and most faithful listeners. He is in town. He is here. He brought me this wonderful hat, by the way, on what a special occasion. It's Joey Cassata night, and you are here, finally, for Joey Licious.
Part 3 for Joey, part 1 for Loki.
Yeah, right? And here's the best part. Joey is not only one of the biggest Kiss fans on earth like me, but he's also a huge wrestling fan. I shared a short that from the old Z Rock episode with him and Jericho.
Yeah.
It was so fucking funny. This guy's multi-talented. He's been on Broadway. He's a recording artist. He's going on tour, I think, next week with Eric Martin from Mr. Big and some of the members of Trickster. If you remember Trickster,
Yep.
They had a couple hits. They're going out. They're going to have some fun. Joey will tell you all about it at 8 o'clock Eastern. But for right now, let me ask you something. What's on your mind?
Just that party yesterday. Good times, man. Really good times. I had a blast. Like, there's a lot of people, I guess, a lot of healing going on yesterday that needed to be healing, some people that didn't get to talk in like years, and that's why I did that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I came up with the idea to do that, because usually end of summer is, you put a closure to a lot of things because you're getting ready for fucking winter, and, winter I like to consider winter as more like a personal season. You kind of like bundle yourself in the house. You know what I'm saying? You're doing more stuff inside the house. Right. So
like watching football.
Right. And summertime, you're out all the time. You're pretty much, you're not even, even just with the way that the day goes, you're talking like 9 o'clock sometimes before that sun is even, going down. So you get a lot of shit going on. You got a lot of, like I said, a lot of new beginnings happen during the summer, but the biggest thing is you get a big closure during summer. And just to see that happening yesterday, and we had our own thing going, and there was just like little groups all over the place, just doing their own, thing. And
you had guys
happens,
like
man.
you and me, just social butterfly Jones, making sure everybody got a little bit of FaceTime, palm to palm. How are you? How's it going?
Yeah. Yep.
It was. I gotta say, I can't remember his name. Danny's son, Isaiah, right? Mm-hmm. My man, all of 12, 13 years old, can shit talk like us, and we're in our 40s. That kid out on the softball field, out on the kickball field, talking mad amounts of shit, and you know what? And when you shut him down, he was like, "I'll come back the next time. Eat shit."
Yeah.
All right, bring it on, kid. I love that kid. I would vote for him tomorrow for president.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Wow.
Tell you what.
So I guess because the party is on our minds, let's just dive in. We've got a little under an hour before Joey Cassata gets here. And I want to make a phone call in a few minutes. What do you guys think of this vaping controversy? The Juul has been linked to the whole popcorn lung thing. You have the 9 people that have gotten sick and died over counterfeit, CBD cartridges.
Yeah, but you got to also understand that these cartridges that they're talking about, they're the Kingpin brand, they're the Dank Pen brand. And if you go on Amazon right now, you can actually buy their cases, their cartridges, unopened, unfilled. You can fill them yourself with whatever the fuck you want to fill them with, then put them in their packaging, and it looks like somebody fucking grabbed it, from the manufacturer.
Sure.
So the problem with this is it's just like any other thing that you get on the black market or off the streets or anything like that. If you don't know what's going in there, then fucking A, dude, don't fucking put it in your body. It's that fucking simple. It's like if somebody fucking started brewing their own fucking beer and they turn around, they're like, dude, you got to try this.
Okay, can I borrow your empty can for a second? I just want to throw this out here. Now, I got a Sharpie pen over here. So I'm going to do a little creative license here. I hope we don't get any copyright gimmicks like we did. Sorry, Tim Silvestri, we love you, and we're going to do business with you again. But here's what we're going to do. Now, if someone creates a counterfeit Bud Light, okay, and it comes out, and you look at the can, it says Bum Light, but it looks, feels, tastes the same, and you buy it, guess what? It's on you. You did the wrong thing. Now, when I think of Angela, who's a vapor...
Well, no, the thing is, with these, though, these Kingpen, Dank Pen are actual. It's like buying.
Correct, but they're buying the cartridges and filling them with junk.
Yeah, well, unbeknownst to you.
Right.
So, which is why one of my biggest things is you want to make sure that if you are getting these CBD, these THC cartridges, there's actual chem plants that do this. They're real manufacturers, and these are the places that you want to go through. Because if you go through the streets, if you pick up one of these pens, if you pick up one of these vape things, and it doesn't matter if it's nicotine or if it's THC or if it's CBD, any of these things can be tampered with unless it's, like I said, unless it's
Juul doesn't make these things.
No, they don't.
That's what people got to understand. They're not using it as the product is intended to be used.
Right, exactly.
It's kind of like taking your Camry off-roading.
The other big thing is you got to think about your suspension. Usually these vape pens, and a lot of people are saying, okay, well, one of the biggest things, it's the THC vape pens because they're putting the vitamin E in it, and some people are getting what they call the popcorn lung, or the what's the other thing you get? Pneumonia.
Yeah.
When you get the water in the lung type thing. So when it comes to these THC things, people, instead of just saying like taking 2-3 hits and fucking walk away because you're stoned, these motherfuckers are taking like 10 to 12 fucking rips, well beyond being stoned. But now you have all this excess fucking moisture that's getting from these fucking things that they're not intended to be smoked that way. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the other day, and this is something I think is really serious, and I think that this is going to probably be something we're going to see soon. Is it's going to be our very first marijuana death, and it's going to be from overdose. And I really do believe this.
But is it the marijuana?
But it will be because what we're doing now.
That's
I don't know
what
if
they're
you've
going to
seen
claim.
That. Well, I don't know if you see some of the shit that they're coming out with now. I mean, you got concentrate, dude. Some of this shit is like 98% THC. 98%, dude.
People have said if someone was capable of smoking enough weed, it could kill them.
Right, exactly.
All right, but you're likely to pass out before you even get close to that.
Yeah, exactly.
This will keep you from passing out before you get to that point. It's the same thing with when people allegedly died from taking ecstasy. Usually it'll be like, oh my God, they died from taking ecstasy. They also had coke, heroin, PCP in their system, but they died from the ecstasy.
Yeah. Right.
It's
what kills me.
The cocktail.
What kills me the most is that the whole vaping thing started to get people off of cigarettes, no matter what level, ultralights, maxis, whatever.
Get rid of the tar and stuff.
Right, and that's the beauty of it is there's no tar. Yes, there's nicotine, which you have the old schoolers going, oh, well, there's still nicotine in it, and it's still addictive.
That's why people smoke.
Well, that's why I use those the throwaway ones to help me quit smoking.
Yeah.
I haven't picked up a nicotine product in 6 years now, man.
My man.
So I mean, but that was a curb for me. You know what I'm saying? Like the oral fixation. That was the biggest thing, especially when you drive a lot. Mm-hmm. You ain't got nothing else to do besides pump your fucking hand to the steering wheel and smoke a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? So getting your body attuned to doing that and getting your body, used to you not puffing anymore or taking that drag, and sometimes I'll tell you what, man, when I was trying to quit smoking, that was the hardest thing, was the drive. The drive is just, because it's just one after the other. It's so easy. Out. Yeah, it's just so easy.
Oh, yeah, and I'll go with you on that one. Back in the day, you go out and you're in a bar. You're like, before they banned smoking in bars, you pick up that first beer, and your mind and your whole body instinctively goes, light it up.
Yep.
Or there's someone next to you.
Right, and I've never smoked.
Cigarette, buddy, and you're like,
I've never smoked, but I got this little can over here, and
we need to talk about that can, by the way.
I'm weaning myself off slowly, and
can you throw it out before you leave so I don't accidentally try to wash it out and recycle it? Thank you.
No. Yeah. Moving on.
That right there.
Have it.
It's right there.
Okay.
That's all you got to do.
Fair enough. All right. Point made. Moving on. Some years ago, I quit, and I was off it for a year, but the minute my buddy called me and says, I got tickets to go up to New Hampshire. Let's go to the races. You pull up to New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and right there is the little show station, and they have I call it Gimmick Village. All the outside vendors selling NASCAR T-shirts, all sorts of flags and stuff, anything you want. And then they have band T-shirts and teams. I could have picked up Minnesota Vikings gear if I wanted it at one of these tents. But what's at the Shell station? Your beer and your can. And I walked in, I got my 30 rack, I threw it in the cooler, and as I'm at the counter, it's like, can I have 2 tins of Kodiak Wintergreen now?
I would see it in the coolers at Talladega. There's chaw. At one corner where there's supposed to be beer, there's chaw.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's everywhere.
And we always had, and you'll notice it.
There's no spitting signs all over.
Exactly, and you'll notice it when I have my can. If you see a top on it, that means it's you can imbibe it. If you see this tab broken off, do not pick it up. Do not drink it. I see a hand over here in the distance. Will has a question, maybe?
Well,
I don't know.
I kind of wanted to touch upon what you guys were talking about.
Come on over to where Eddie is and have your voice be heard, because you know what? You deserve it. This is Will Shabbat the third. He is longtime listener of the show. He is here and he wants to make a point. So Will, hit it.
All right. Well, the thing that you guys are touching upon, and you kind of dance around is the fact is that personal responsibility has a big major factor in this whole situation. And we're arguing over who's responsible for it, and ultimately it's the person who picks up the can of beer or the bottle of whiskey or the cigarette or the dip or whatever it is.
We've said that for a long time.
But we don't live in that society anymore.
No,
Don't
because
take personal responsibility.
You know, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call the little side guest before we get to Joey Cassata and the Great Kiss Album Debate Part 2.
Can I just piggyback on what Will said
Sure,
real quick?
absolutely. Go ahead.
I've made this distinction on the show before. So there's a difference between civil and criminal. So is this worthy of a ban or criminal punishment? No. Civil liability for the jackasses making the cartridge? Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. Two
For the
damaged
ones,
parties.
yeah, for the ones that are actually making the junk cartridges, absolutely.
And that's the difference.
But for the ones that are actually using the product as it's not intended to be used as well, you know what I'm saying?
You guys,
like the point that I brought up.
They play silly games that get stupid prizes.
Well, yeah,
But the families of people that get hurt, there's some civil liability.
yeah.
I don't mean it. I don't want to diminish the fact that 9 people died, but I want to bring you guys to a point where we'll understand. Y'all remember we were children of the 80s, and all you wanted was that Road Warriors 2-pack that they sold for like $9.99 back in the day. And what you got was like the Load Warriors from Job Lot or what is it, Surplus Unlimited?
Actually, I like those figures better.
I always like the Remco figures better. You're right.
dug 'em.
But you didn't get the Road Warriors. You got the Load Warriors. You didn't get Rick Martel. You got like Rick Bartel. It was always some knockoff. Looked the same, but it wasn't the same. It was $6 cheaper, and your mom was like, "Oh, it's the same thing. Don't worry about it." While your buddy across the street has Rick Martel and the Road Warriors and Nick Bockwinkel, and they're playing in their official ring, and you didn't get. This is the same thing, but on a grander, more dangerous scale. You can't. Oh, I don't know how to put this any way other than it's like if you bought a Toyota, you think you bought a Toyota and you bought a Royota. You're buying fake
they don't have
product.
Royotas out there.
Well,
but
there was
You never know.
There was a
I was
fake
in
Toyota.
New
It was
York
called
City
the
2
Geo.
weeks ago, and they were selling Rolexes with two
there's
L's.
Toyotas made in Mexico. I would
Right.
consider that a Royota.
You can't. You buy a Rolex in New York. It's got two L's. ROLLEX. It's just garbage. You want the real thing. You pay for the quality, much like our friend Mark does, much like Angela does, much like you do with your vape pen. Or you can go this counterfeit backwoods bullshit that is killing people. And with the Jewel, which is on every convenience store shelf in America, you can't go to a Chucky's, you can't go to a Henny Penny, you can't go to a Mobile or Starvin' Marvin or whatever you have, a Piggly Wiggly in your area, and not see Jewel prominently displayed. And Jewel is named in part of this whole popcorn lung thing.
I still don't think there's enough time to really piece that together. I mean, you got first of all, the popcorn lung thing. You can cut that down to have these guys ever had any prior medical conditions? Have they had pneumonia?
Good question.
Was there something that where do they live? That could very much I mean, if somebody lives in Denver as opposed to somebody that lives down here, you know what I'm saying? That you're talking about two entirely different I can't even fucking think. Climates, climates and altitudes and shit like that. So those can very much affect a person in a different way. And like I said, is one person 18 and the other one is 55. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different things that you need to throw into this whole popcorn lung. And just to throw that stuff out there when this stuff has barely been on the market, you know what I'm saying? It's not been around as long as cigarettes have. Cigarettes, when they first came out, fucking doctors were telling you to smoke them.
Oh yeah,
For crying,
there was
one out of every 5 doctors says enjoy Winston's.
I was just going to bring up Winston. There was a Flintstones commercial where Fred and Barney are outside puffing a Winston after mowing the lawn with the little Tyrannosaurus gimmick fucking
and
thing.
That's just the point, And how long was it? It was like almost 2 decades, 3 decades before they turn around and said, "Oh, hey, by the way, smoking's bad for you.
This shit's gonna kill you.
We need to throw this shit on here because people are gonna start killing themselves." So, I don't see how they have this information this fast to make it.
They don't
like in stone. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy it. I think there's a lot of shit going on that you can see besides that.
Oh, look at that. See, wrestling champions right there. That was the knockoff.
That is the Sheik.
Wow, that was like kind of a Sheik, but it wasn't the Iron Sheik. It was like the...
He's the patchy Sheik.
Yeah, right. And that's what we got, kids. We grew up poor.
I had the WWF figures.
Those big rubber ones pissed me off. I like the Remco figures better. The Rick Martel, Road Warriors, Jimmy Garvin.
Those generic wrestling figures, and you used to be able to pick them up at Surplus Unlimited, were awesome. I had tons of them.
Half the price.
And you know what? I created my own storylines. I gave my own names.
My man, right here.
None of them Jones.
Exactly.
None of them Jones?
There might have been one.
There had to be one Jones.
Nope, no Jones.
I'm a little upset right now.
I had not.
Eddie wants me to produce a video, or Eddie wants to produce a video about the history of the Jones and where it came from. The history of the Jones. Going back to, if I'm doing my math right, 1995, where the Jones was created. And no,
we're going back to 1812 or something.
1812? All right, fair enough. There was something came up. I was watching a Kiss documentary, and it's Eric Singer. He just joined the band. They're doing a live video, and he's singing about the bus driver, Ron. His nickname was Bear, so it's Ron Bear Jones. I think that's maybe where I picked it up. I can't be certain, but T-Shirt Jones was the original. And that's where it starts, and we'll have the video of the history of the Jones before you know it.
We'll do it.
Wow, so we got a few minutes before we call our vaping gimmick guru expert. I'm just not buying it. I watch Angela. She buys the liquids with graduating lower and lower and lower. She bought it at the highest nicotine level when she quit smoking, just to wean, and it went down. She went from 12 to 9 to 6 to 3, and now her vaping liquid has 0 nicotine. Now it's just for the flavor. It's for that, like you said, oral fixation. And when we had a conversation, her and I, about 3-4 days ago, during this whole controversy, my first thing was, where you're at now with 0 nicotine, is it simply the oral fixation, the motion, the movement, the inhale, the exhale, whatever? Well, yeah, it is. And she got off the smoking. And like you said, Eddie, you mentioned the tar. The things they put into cigarettes are fucking dangerous. So if you have this thing where you can have the same fixation, the same sensation, the same everything without the carcinogens, why not do it?
Well, because nicotine is still very much an addictive drug.
Sure,
it's very much.
But again, I have to mention that she graduated herself down to 0 nicotine.
I think
now
what
it's
the biggest
just mango,
problem here
tango,
is
whatever. I'm gonna smoke it.
It's not about the marks, and it's not about the Anges out there. It's about these teenagers that are out there and they're getting their hands on them.
Where are they getting them from?
You're talking
That's
about high
question.
schoolers. Well, they're getting them from somebody because it's becoming a very, very dangerous thing
Called the black
in high
market.
schools. Yeah,
Right.
And especially coming around, that's the other thing. We're adding in health and everything else. Age is another thing. When your body is still very much developing, especially at that age, it's still very much developing. I mean, you're not fully as far as a male. It's not until like 20, 21 that you really everything is gelled and solidified. You're at your height. You're at your weight essentially, as long as you don't go fatberg yourself out.
Unless your name is Alex and he's already 7 feet tall.
Well, he was 7 feet tall, like fucking 6 years old. But no,
He was like,
I mean,
That was like big motherfucker.
he was like 5'9" out of the womb.
so
right.
when you have this, especially like I said, when age is a huge thing, and your bodies are developing and everything, and you're throwing this stuff into it, it's not a.
Even as an adult, I mean, your body changes. Like they say, you gain allergies every 7 years.
Yep.
And
Yeah, your body goes
you
through
don't
a
know.
constant
Somebody
change.
have an allergic reaction to whatever they put in these vape things.
I look at myself now at 46, and you brush your teeth in the morning, you do the little mouthwash gimmick, and back in the day, I could just tilt my head back with the mouthwash, and you're gargling for half an hour. Now, if I gargle for more than 3 seconds, I'm angry. My throat burns. I have to kick it out. You're right. Your body does change. Everything changes.
Yeah, like I can't. I got to a point like just one day, drinking a sugary soda made me sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just like, and I used to. You can ask this guy.
There's a coconut smile for
Drink
you.
a 30 rack of Pepsi without thinking of it, and then like one day I'm like, I feel so gross, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to vomit or sleep or whatever. That's why I switched to the diet sodas.
I don't know what I would do without my Coca-Cola. I really don't.
I used to love Coke. I used to love Pepsi. I used to like both of them, you know? I don't know. You guys remember that tweet Neil deGrasse Tyson had after the last shooting?
Was the Earth flat?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't know. This whole vaping thing makes me think of it. So how many people died? 6 people died?
9 at last count.
Over a spread of what? A year or something?
I don't know how long it was, but there was it was really quick, though.
So Neil deGrasse Tyson got a lot of flack for this tweet, but it was about the shooting. In the past 48 hours, the USA horrifically lost 34 people to mass shootings. And he wrote, on average, across any 48 hours, we will also lose 500 people to medical errors, 300 to the flu, 250 to suicide, 200 to car accidents, and 40 to homicide via handgun.
Yeah.
So,
but let's go after the vaping
This is an
community.
overreaction.
It's a knee-jerk decision.
It is. It's an overreaction. It's election season.
The deal is people have been looking for a reason to fucking bash this stuff, and they finally got a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they found
Just
it.
like we've been saying forever about marijuana. People haven't died for marijuana yet. Well, when it finally happens, it's going to be like the floodgates of fucking pushed through and taken out Rome because it's
somebody
died. Yes, I told you it was evil. I told you that shit was bad for you.
Nixon was framed.
Yeah.
So was Trump.
No, please.
Hey, look, I didn't vote for him. I know you didn't vote for him, but he's still my president. And by the way, I
He's
gave
not
you
my president. He's the head of the executive branch.
I gave you my flow chart on Sorry I'm Making Sense. Are you an American citizen? Yes. Trump is your president. Get over it.
Politicians can kiss my dick.
Well, if we could get him here, I'd love to get good old Ned Lamont down here and say, "Hey, Ed, go kiss Ed's dick."
Fuck that guy.
I know.
You guy's a fucking idiot.
Tomorrow
we're starting our fucking 7.35%, baby.
I said that to everybody at work because I usually drive to grab lunch because I like to drive during work because I can decompress.
Yep.
And I just said to everybody, I'm like, okay, guys, you give me money for lunch, add another %.
Yeah.
Starting tomorrow.
Yeah, don't forget.
Oh, also, and we don't talk about this enough. Digital downloads
6.35%
is going to get full sales tax.
Yep.
You know, fuck that affects me personally.
Don't legalize marijuana, tax it, regulate it, and bring in the boon that Colorado. I know because hit it. Go ahead.
No, not just the taxation and stuff. The vaping thing's a perfect example. They want control over it.
Yep.
So people need to stop with this legalize and tax the shit out of it. They'll watch South Park. South Park is nailing this good right now.
But look at Colorado. Look at Oregon. Look at, as much as I don't want to say California, because I'd rather cut that star off the flag and not recognize them because they let people shit in the streets.
Fuck
Look at California. You legalize the weed, you tax it, you regulate it, $1 billion in surplus.
I don't want the people, and I'm saying the people, to lose control of it.
Right.
Okay,
but if you're the people and you're growing it and you're cultivating it and the feds come to your house, you're going to fucking jail.
Fuck that. That's what I'm saying. Don't let them tax it. No, if you let them tax it, you give it to them.
Let them go to jail.
Look at Massachusetts fucked up legal weed.
Well, it's Massachusetts. What do you expect?
Massachusetts fucked up legal weed to where it's like exclusive to a handful of companies. That's cronyism.
Yeah.
That's not what I want. I want the people to have it.
Well, that's a monopoly right there.
The weed is a perfect way for the average person to get himself out of poverty.
Speaking of average person and weed, you guys heard about fucking Bill Nye, right?
No, what happened?
You really didn't hear about Bill Nye?
No.
The fake scientist? No.
He got caught being a Breaking Bad.
No shit.
Yeah, they found it was $9 million in cash.
Oh my god.
They found pounds of marijuana. He was making meth. He was making fucking fentanyl. He was making it all, man. He was making it all.
All this time, our kids are watching his show, and he's Walter White in the background.
Well, that's what they said. They need to find his Pinkson now because
I'm checking this one because I don't believe it.
All right, he's snoping you right now. Just checking.
It's satire.
All right. Oh God, if that were only. Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be awesome though. No,
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, no, that was satire.
That would have been badass.
Yeah, only if Tyson was like in on it with him, like
Mike Tyson or Neil Tyson deGrasse.
That's what I thought would be his Pinkson.
Yeah.
Right?
That would be his fucking Pinkson, dude.
I'm looking forward to that movie. I won't lie.
They're making a movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know how. Spoiler alert, everyone. But Bryan Cranston dies at the end of the show, so I don't know how they can do it. But
why not? They don't have to. It doesn't have to be a continuation of the story. It could be like a sidebar, and you bring Bryan Cranston back.
It's kind of what they did with Better Call Saul, which is another great show.
There you go.
I highly recommend either one of those shows. It's
Seen
awesome.
Rambo yet?
No.
No, neither have I. Seen Rambo yet? God, I've heard so many mixed reviews, and burning up these 3 minutes before we call mini guest number one.
I kind of want to see the new Devil's Rejects coming out because Sid Haig just passed away.
Yeah,
right.
Captain Spaulding's gone.
And I hated House of a Thousand Corpses. I kind of like
Really?
I like the Devil's Rejects a lot. But
Devil's Rejects was fantastic.
I love Sid Haig in both of them.
Yeah.
As Captain Spaulding. Plus, I didn't realize the guy was like over 80.
Mm-hmm.
Like over 80, and then I think wasn't he a Bond villain, or he was in
at one point he was a Bond villain. Yeah,
one of those old movies. Yep. I had no idea.
Yeah,
it was really sad. Yeah, but
no, he was fantastic, man. I loved him in Devil's Rejects. I thought he was fucking.
Captain Spaulding was fucking hysterical.
Yeah, he was.
It's like fucking
he
great.
was, dude.
And it's an iconic visage too, because you see T-shirts and all sorts of things with Captain Spaulding on it, and it just I figured you'd have something to say about this, and I didn't want to say anything because I knew you'd bring it up. But losing him, I didn't know what kind of career he had.
Yeah, and if you're into like the horror or even the what would they call it, the grindhouse, kind of genre, he's there.
Oh, he's always been a part of it. Yeah,
he's there, and I
guess
you're
absolutely right.
Everybody who's ever seen him at like the cons and stuff said he was like a great guy and everything.
Oh yeah, friend of the show. I don't know if you guys ever met him, Ron Celentano. He's a local New England wrestler named Ron Zombie. Been a friend of mine for years. Met Sid Haig so many times, and he said, just the nicest, sweetest guy you could ever want to meet. He was just that cool.
But man, is he savage on screen.
Ooh, he was good shit.
God, rest in peace.
Right. So now I'm gonna pick up the phone right now, and we're gonna call what I like to call our vaping guru, and that would be Senor Mark Azarju, he of the Azarju Mini Mansion, he of the most fantastic parties, and if I can implore you to reach in there, and he's reaching his hand out too. Thank you, sir. He needs to answer the phone. This is some horse shit right here. He can grab one of mine. I don't care.
Hi, you reached Marcus Arju.
What? Okay. Nope. We're not doing this. We're going to try one more time. So, Marcus Hilarious, if you're out there, I gave you a 20-minute warning. Here it comes.
20-minute warning.
No, I gave more than my fair share of warning. Better answer his goddamn phone. Make me drive up to Montville, beat somebody's ass if I have to. Not that I would.
Hello?
Well, there he is, the great Baldini, the one and only Mark Azarju. You have heard his name on this show easily 6 dozen times. Throws the best football parties, racing parties, what have you. And, Mark, it's great to have you here. You, among all the people I know, are more hot about this vaping controversy, and we wanted to get your take on it. We wanted to give you 10 minutes of clean air time to tell us what you think about the vaping controversy. The floor is yours, my friend.
I'm not sure. It's good to talk to you guys, by the way. Mike, Chris there, and Eddie. So, good to be on your show. Yeah, I like to talk about this vaping thing because it's bullshit. It really is. I mean, you got the government wanting to ban flavors. You got states that are, like Massachusetts is banning all vaping.
Michigan, too, yeah.
Yeah, why in the hell are they doing this for? They don't know all the facts. And first of all, by doing that, you just pissed off like 13 million people that vape. That most of them vape because they quit smoking. I started vaping probably about 6 years ago. I used to smoke 2 packs a day for 35 years.
Wow.
I believe I think I started when I was in Boy Scouts. Actually.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I never think Boy Scouts will get you smoking, but yeah, that's what happens.
Mark might be the first guy to start smoking in black and white. I'm just going to throw that out here now.
Yep.
Yep, a long time ago. So, Yeah, so yeah, I quit, and I went to vaping, and it helped out a lot. And over the years, I've decreased my nicotine. I'm probably down to like 3 now, and I'm almost ready to go to 0. So it definitely works. My lungs.
Go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I mean, my lungs are fine. I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years. I run 3.5 to 4 miles a day, 6 days a week. You know, and I'm almost 55 years old. So there's nothing wrong with what I'm vaping. But the problem is the fucking government decided, well, you know, we got like, 11 people now died or something like that, 850 cases. But most of those cases and the people that died, they were using tainted e-liquid. Most of it, I believe, was with THC, black market stuff. And that's the stuff that's causing these people to get ill. It's not the stuff that's sold online or in the mom and pop stores. So they're really screwing a lot of people over, and it's fucking pissing me off. I mean, I had to go out and buy 8 months supply of vaping juice just to hold me over, because I don't know what the fuck's going to happen here soon, you know?
Yeah.
It could be the point where you are not going to be able to buy vaping juice anymore, and if you do, it's going to be tobacco flavor. Now, why in the fuck would I want to vape tobacco flavor?
That's the funniest question, because when Angela went and bought hers, she bought 6 or 8 bottles of her favorite liquid, and somebody mentioned to her, oh, you can buy this. It tastes like a Marlboro. Well, if I wanted something that tasted like a Marlboro, why wouldn't I buy a fucking Marlboro? But
exactly.
And I just to put a little perspective on this, and Mike can back me up because he's there on Sundays with me at the Azarju Mini Mansion Man Cave Cantina Jones, is that you know, Mark's got his vape, Angela's got her vape, everybody's got their little vape gimmick. You get chocolate this and blueberry this and mango tango apple gimmick. The smells are amazing. Now, if you were to have everybody have, well, Newport here and Lucky Strike here and Virginia Slims here, all we'd smell is the bottom of an ashtray.
We did.
Well, before I got there, that was
no.
I was gonna say the air is cleaner. Like I don't complain about smokers around
my
me as
God.
much anymore. You know?
When Mike was doing his karaoke bit and everybody's vaping, all you smell is fruit this and pastry this and everything's great. But you go outside to the smoking area to see your friend, and all you smell is garbage.
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, I go to Georgia. In fact, I'm going to be leaving next Monday to go to Georgia for 3 weeks. And down there, they smoke in the bars.
Yep.
When you go in there, man, it smells like an ashtray the moment you step in the door. It's disgusting.
The VFWs and stuff, you can still smoke.
Oh, yeah, well, we were there not too long ago. Funny you mentioned that. Mike, myself, Mark, our significant others have you. And they allow smoking in the VFW. My eyes were burning. Angela's lungs were starting to hurt. Mark was having a bit of an issue. We're having a great time, but my God, this is...
Yeah, you want to burn your clothes.
What's that?
You know, next day, you just want to burn your clothes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
And, you know, and I'm like, God, I did this for 35 years, smoking in my house, in my man cave. God, what a disgusting fucking habit that was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you didn't even notice it, though. You don't smell it on your clothes. You don't smell it
until
on yourself.
Until you quit or until you after the fact.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, one could...
this shit
go ahead, Mark.
Lungs. You know, I'm smoking this shit, and I'm like, this nasty shit's going through my lungs, and I'm like, yeah, this is fucking disgusting. What the hell am I doing myself? And if it wasn't for vaping, I'd probably be dead by now, probably from smoking.
Well, we're glad you're not.
Yeah, me too.
And we're glad the man cave doesn't smell like ass.
Exactly. And let's put it to you this way. Mark mentioned he's doing like 4 or 5 miles a day, running, walking, etc., so forth. You know, if you don't know Mark the Great Baldini and you go back 3-4 years in history, you know, Mark was a bigger guy. And now you look at him and he, at 55 years old, he's a picture of fucking health. The man looks great.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. Yeah, I was
You're welcome.
300 pounds in December.
And
So
what are you at
down
now?
234.
That's 70 plus pounds right there.
No,
Yeah, well,
not bad.
and the best part is, Mark, your health problems have improved dramatically.
Oh, yeah.
Like for a while there, you were having like some hypertension and stuff going on.
Oh yeah, I've been in and out of hospitals. I go on travel a lot, and I think I know where every emergency room is on the West Coast and on the East Coast in Hawaii.
Right, and it's funny he brought that up because you get those Facebook memories, and a couple 3-4 days ago, I don't know how many years ago it was, like, hey, thanks Chris and Emma for coming to see me in the hospital. I was like, fuck was Mark in the hospital for? I don't even remember, but you take care of your friends. And to see you make the transition, and it started, to be honest, let's be 1,000% clear, it started with you quitting cigarettes and going into the vaping community. So when this story breaks about these counterfeit THC, CBD, XYZ, whatever the fuck, and they're killing people, and then you have the Juul, which, again, we mentioned before you came on, is in every convenience store ever in the history of ever, and that's causing problems. They're looking at it, they're looking at small picture, big solution, not looking at big picture, small solution, whereas you go to a vape shop, Angela goes to a vape shop, Mike goes to his dispensary, and everybody goes and gets legitimate product. They're not buying, side of the road, they're buying piss albums instead of Kiss albums. You understand what I'm saying?
What's the difference?
Yeah, this is stuff that's high quality stuff. I mean, the stuff the stuff I bought from Kaya Vapors, Virgin Vapors, out in Washington State, that was organic. It was really high quality, and it was expensive as fuck too. Because I was spending almost $69 for a 120 milliliter bottle. The stuff I do now, I'm doing the strawberry banana by Best Damn Vapes, and it's a little cheaper. It's like $40 a bottle for 120. It's not bad, but this is all quality stuff. And what's going to happen now is all of that shit's going to go away because the fucking government's going to shut everybody down, and all these mom and pop stores are all going to go away, and all of these people are going to be out of jobs. And now you're going to have 13 million people vaping, all pissed off. And where in the hell you think they're going to get their vape stuff from? The black market. Mm-hmm. So they're going to have to go and buy the stuff that made people sick in the first place. They're just going to escalate it even more. And a lot of these people are going to go back to smoking again, which I know Big Tobacco is going to be happy about it.
Well, of course.
That's why they're doing it. Because Big Tobacco's taking a huge dip right now. They're losing. I think the stocks have already went down. I think it was like 15% from almost 4 years ago since vaping has become really strong.
Philip Morris just had a vape device approved by the FDA in May.
Yeah. Really?
And now this is happening.
Right. Of course.
I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but follow the money.
Right?
Yeah. No, exactly. And I think, like I said, the other big thing is it's not just about, say, the people that do vape every day, and some of these vape things, man, the voltages and shit on there are just absolutely insane, and people use them as normal. But then you got what I like to call the Puff the Magic Dragon dudes that sit there and the
fog machines.
Exactly, the fog machines. Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck they are. They're fucking fog machines.
You know, the hipster douches that drink PBR.
They try to fucking literally fucking take as big of a fucking hit as they possibly can, and then they blow it in everybody's fucking face.
Watts of power. It's like, holy shit, you know? Might as well just hire him for weddings and stuff. You just sit there and vape. I don't need.
Oh, there you go.
I know exactly.
If you're a wedding DJ and you want that guy on the side, please hire him. He'll give you the smoke show all fucking day long.
Oh, it's going on. It's going down.
I have no idea how the hell they can do that. I can't go above 15, 20 watts max.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Right. So, Mark, as we close this out before we get our second guest on tonight in just about 14 minutes, comment on Bears versus Vikings, because I already got Mike's take on it. What did you think of the game in about 30 seconds?
Well, I'll be honest. The Bears defense has freaking killed the Vikings. The Vikings offense wasn't there pretty much, and the Bears defense is known to be a good defense. Our offense actually was better that Trubinsky was out.
That was a hell of an injury.
I wanted Trubinsky to stay. We might have actually been able to pull something off.
You know what? You might be right.
That other guy came rolling in, and all of a sudden you guys started scoring more. I'm like, yeah, that's not good.
Actually, we talked about that last week. I was going to ask you, how's he doing?
Oh, Kirk Cousins might as well just be put out to pasture.
We got 2 more. We're stuck with 2 more years. So, I mean, it's, what can we do? The sad part is we got some great fucking players that are just going to be out of their prime by the time we get rid of this fucking quarterback.
You could hire a real one and have this guy clean the jocks or something.
Hey, Michael Vick is out there.
Be nice.
He wants a job.
Hey, Adrian Peterson wanted him there.
Right? I know he did. Mark, it was fantastic for you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
No, I said the Vikings play the Giants. They might have a chance.
Okay, fair enough. Wait, their quarterback is named Jones. You don't know the Jones. Real.
We do really good against teams that suck. Raiders, fucking scored like 40 fucking points against them, and
you did great against the Falcons, who
I was
suck.
gonna say the fucking Falcons, but that was week 1. We didn't know how anything was gonna go, but then we found out the Falcons.
But you looked great.
It's just the way it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Mark Azarju. He'll be hosting the last race of the season, C&J Speedway Review pre-race and post-race. We're not doing 4 hours again. We're going to do a pre-race and post-race show. He's the vaping guru. He's also the man who throws the best parties. And October 27th in the Man Cave, I'm going live because I'm winning the chili cook-off for the 2nd year. It's all over. You tell Daryl, and Daryl, if you're watching this show, to be the man, you got to beat the man. Woo! Mark, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, you seem to forget that I was actually the first ever chili
you
winner.
Were?
Ever.
All
ever.
right.
When he first had the chili cook-off before you even around, I was the first winner.
That is true. So this year, get your chili ready. My chili, side by side, Jones. We got this. But we can't forget.
Guys, if you're not doing you guys not doing anything Sunday, I'm not leaving till Monday now, so
I'm already there.
Football Sunday.
I'm already there. Falcons lose, and hopefully Harvick wins. We can get all of the bases covered, and the Yankees are in the playoffs, so I'm happy.
Oh, good. Good for you.
Yep.
I'm not happy, man. Both my teams are out. Red Sox and Cubs.
Yeah, and Mookie Betts is moving along too, man.
Oh, no. Where's he going? Do you know?
I'm thinking Angels.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah. So, Mookie, enjoy that one ring you got now because you're not going to get any more.
You're not going to get one in Anaheim.
Enjoy a fan base that is nowhere next to Boston fans.
Not at all.
And enjoy sweating your balls off in a place that's going to hate you.
Pretty much. Mark, we'll see you Sunday, my friend.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right, thanks, brother. So as we wait for Joey Cassata, he brought up a lot of great points, especially as someone who, again, he said 2 packs a day. And he uses the vape to come off the cigarettes, and he's weaning.
Well, the problem is every single time you try to quit smoking, you come back stronger. Mm-hmm. And when I first got into smoking, I was a half a pack a day. Then I quit for about 6 months, came back to it, and it was a pack a day.
Because your body says to you, what if he tries to do this again?
Right, exactly. So then I quit again for about 6 months, and not only did I come back even stronger, but I left my brand and I went for fucking Newport, and that was
Michael.
That was it for me at that point. But
yeah, menthols. I can kind of actually get people would smoke regular cigarettes. Menthols, I don't get.
I don't either.
I didn't like the taste of regular cigarettes, to be honest with you. I liked the menthol itself, but I mean, if I didn't, and what actually made me quit was vaping.
Yeah.
It was, and like I said,
Another success story.
I didn't even do the big fuckers. I did the disposable. When vaping first came out, there wasn't these big machines that you could fucking recharge. Right. They were just toss away pens, dude. They had a little portable fucking battery built into it, and that was it. You open it up, and there was like 200 hits in it.
Yeah.
Literally 200 hits, and you could sit there and hit it. And I was like, man, this is perfect. But it was like, it was also good because I was DJing, and I'd sit there and I'd hit that, and I wouldn't have to go outside in between, some certain songs. And I started really, really liking that I didn't have to do that,
Here's the thing, and I've never been a smoker, as you know, but I lived with my mom for a long time who smoked a lot.
Oh, yeah.
In the house. And then I moved out, didn't live at home for a while. Every time I go over to visit, my eyes would just burst into tears. Mm-hmm. My skin would kind of burn.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, I did not realize how bad it was. So I get the
when you get yourself away from it, your body's not used to it. You catch it again, and that's like going to that VFW hall however many weeks ago. My eyes were burning. It was hard to breathe.
Your clothes smell like shit.
My hair smelled like shit.
Your lungs hurt the next day. It's not worth it.
I used to go to clubs and stuff before the band, and actually even after the band, my favorite place I used to go to had a quote cafe license, so people could still smoke downstairs. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until later that everything was banned.
Right.
Right. And it was the worst, and I think just from my point of view, I don't vape or anything really. Actually, I tried the vitamin vapes, which seemed to work a little bit.
Which is still kind of funny to me. It's like, they came up with a device called, and think about this, vitamin vape, which gets you your vitamins through the vape, but yet the people are getting popcorn lung through the vitamin E in these vapes.
Well, I can say, because the particular one I have is called Focus, actually.
Right.
And it's supposed to help you concentrate, so it has like some, I think some of the ginseng and stuff like that. And,
Right.
But they tell you...
And ginseng and that other what is it? Fucking... It's the other root. There's ginseng and then bullping or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm talking about. But that shit's been around for so long, dude, and it works.
That product, Ginsana.
Yes,
I used to take that for a while.
Yeah, no, it works, dude. It really does. Green teas, all that fucking shit that uses that stuff, man. It's not a fluke. I don't
use it a lot because it says just do a few puffs every now and then.
Right.
It doesn't tell you to hammer it.
Well, that's just it, and that's my point with this whole mediation thing. Just like we said, the fog machines. These guys that sit there and go, and then hit these monster ass clouds. You don't think that doesn't affect their lungs? Like literally, they're pulling in more than the recommended dosage that you need. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with these weed vapes. It literally says puff it 1 to 2 times as needed. 1 to 2 times, not 7 to 8 fucking times, where your lungs are literally bursting open at the seams because you just filled it with this fucking, vape fucking shit. It's like
you shouldn't even hit a bong like that.
No,
really.
dude, no. That's you're just wasting weed at that fucking point.
funny cigarette weed story. One time I was this is like years ago. When I was hanging with this other DJ crew, and we're just having a party at the house. Yeah, stuff was done. But so the next morning, like one of the guys is sitting there, and he's like, "Damn it, I'm out of cigarettes. Well, I guess I'll just smoke more weed." And he's like smoking. He's like, God, I really need a cigarette. And he just keeps hitting his weed harder and harder and harder because he's fiending for a cigarette.
Right.
He made himself sick.
Wow.
I was like, the need for a cigarette was so bad that he smoked up all of his weed.
Wow.
And he was just like, dude, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I'm like, well, dude, you're fucking hitting that like crazy. He wasn't passing out because he had just been doing like ecstasy like hours earlier. But he's like slamming on this fucking weed because he can't get a cigarette because nobody has one because he's the only one in the room that smokes. It's like, again.
Oh, I guess you quit really fast, huh, bro?
Cigarettes are bad. That's why they're bad. If you do not have cigarettes in you, you'll smoke all your weed and make yourself sick.
No, you will. You're absolutely right because it's not the same. It's the idea is there, and even if you smoke a joint, the idea is there.
The hand mouth thing is there, but then when it comes down to it, your body's like, "Where's the fucking nicotine?
Where's the nicotine? Where's the carcinogens that I'm looking for? Right? Where's all this other shit that I need? It's not here,
All right, I gave Eddie the gimmick. I had to give him the Iggy.
A paper towel?
Yeah, well, I couldn't find paper, and Anna was no help.
In the office.
Well, I didn't go in the office. I went in the bathroom, and then I asked Anna where the paper was, and she followed me as if she were a dog looking for a treat. So I have to go with what I have to go with.
Yeah, just go in the office. The printer's sitting there on the floor.
Right. So 5 minutes from now, Joey Cassata, and I'm just going to say this to Mike before Joey even enters our audio life. I'm going to tell him 10 minutes. He's got 10 minutes. 10 unadulterated minutes with Loki. I'm sure you have questions. You've been waiting to talk to him 2 episodes now. He's been on. You unfortunately have not been here. I just want you to pick his brain, have some fun, whether it's about music, wrestling. I don't care if you talk about Italian food. 10 minutes, just have some fun with Joe, and then we'll get into the debate. You guys are moderators and judges. You have questions, ask the questions, much like last time with Lynch. 4 minutes opening statement. 4 minutes plead your case. 4 minutes closing statement, and then the moderators, judges will have their opportunity to ask questions to the debaters as to why, how, what for, gimmick, schnabitz, fernum, and then we'll put it out for the first time, unlike last time. We're going to put this out 1,000% on the Facebook page. The listeners, and you can vote, and Ed can vote. I can't regulate if Joey votes, but I will not vote. I promise you that. The fans are going to decide, and next week we announce the winner. because I want it to be fair. The last time I think it was just everybody voted for Joey Cassata because he's Joey fucking Cassata, and that's my opinion.
But I mean, end of the day, you guys are still voting on a shitty ass album.
During that one, yes. During this one,
is there really a winner?
Yeah,
no, not so much.
We did vote for the least shitty album.
and is there really going to be a winner for this one too?
Yes, there is. You'll see. This is we have gone out of our way to pick
and
a
I
good
defended
topic.
my choice. The only reason I went with that is because it stuck to a theme. The other albums were all over the
I
place.
agree with that.
Trash.
And again, I conceded. I said out loud, I said, you know what? After I went back, I listened to the episode. I listened to both albums back to back. The Elder did win over Carnival of Souls. But this one is special.
What was the grunge one? Was that Carnival?
Carnival of Souls. That's the one I was arguing.
That sounds like
the best shitty Kiss album.
It's a fake Kiss album.
It really was.
I was like, nah, not having it. I listened to a little bit of it. I was like, no.
But you listened to all of the Elder.
Yes.
Okay.
I listened to both of them.
Now this one, these two,
and then that other shitty one that you brought up, I listened to that
Unmasked.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Was that not just the biggest?
I almost
that
gave
would
up.
have
I'm
lost.
like, I want nothing to do with this contest.
That was horrible. That was horrible, dude.
Although my second favorite podcast, other than ours, borrowed their name from an Unmasked song on the album. It's two sides of the coin. They are three sides of the coin. I have to give Tommy Summers some credit. He gave us some love 2 weeks ago after opening week. How did all your football teams do? And he says, the Vikings did great, and Loki, and sorry, Chris Burns. I got the sorry.
Yeah.
But, hey, whatever it's worth. We're
Patriots won.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, you played a bunch of retards that throw dildos on the field, so
Pretty much.
Hey, but we caught the dildo and ran.
No.
All right.
Speaking of dildos, before you hit that, did you actually see the guy that fucking was making fun of White Claw?
Oh my God, Amy showed me that today. That was
She shared that with me, and I laughed my ass off.
What a fucking great dude. Perfect.
Tremendous.
Why are we not making these videos?
I know. That's what I'm saying, dude. That was perfect.
Because we have jobs? I don't know.
He's like, I just found one of these White Claws out here in the woods, and
all right.
I just want you guys to see what you're putting in your body.
Right? I got my good luck hat on. Thank you to Will Shabbat sitting over in the gallery over there. I got my good luck rock and roll over hat on. Ed's going to have to be on the gimmick chamber because right now I am about to engage in a debate with one of my favorite human beings on earth, Mr. Joey Cassata. He of ZO2. He of the Great Comet of 1812. He of the book Start With a Dream.
Yo.
Oh, my God, Joey Cassata. What's going on, brother?
Oh, I like the cheers. We must have a big audience here tonight.
Well, we got enough. But here's what I'm going to do.
We got five people.
Before you came on, because finally, Loki has come back to the Loki and Jabroni Show. He's got 10 uninterrupted minutes with you before we engage in our debate. He can pick your mind about anything. You guys are just going to have a conversation as if I'm not even here. Ed's not even here.
He'll still be here. He'll still throw his conversation in. You know
I'll
that.
try to.
Chris can't ever not be quiet for more
I'm
than
an
30
attention
seconds.
whore. It's what I do.
Just not going to happen.
I do like your show much better without Chris.
Okay, well, that's enough time for tonight. We'll talk to you guys next.
So it would just be like the Loki and Ja. because he can't not be a part of the show at all. You know, it's because
he'll call on the gimmick.
I was going to say he'd be a part of it,
and
and somehow at some point it would.
You know what?
Happen.
Actually, cut my mic for 10 minutes, and let's just let Loki and Cassata have fun.
No, you're good. I want you in this too. So I don't know if a lot of the guys obviously hit up on the thing, but Broadway is a big thing, especially with you, right?
Broadway, yeah, of course. I mean, go ahead. I
was gonna say, and you know, I mean, a lot of people know you for wrestling, and a lot of people know you for your craziness, but Broadway is a different type of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a New York type of crazy that a certain group of people like only get, and then once you actually get the feeling for it, you get it. You know what I'm saying? And I think you really bring the crazy to the Broadway side of the crazy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Broadway is definitely a different animal. It's the schedule is absolutely grueling. You're doing 8 shows a week. You're doing, 3 hours a night, and it's the same show over and over and over again. So it's such a different animal. When I first got into it, I've been wanting to break in for a long time, but when I first got into it, I didn't realize how grueling the schedule was really going to be. And it takes a little while to adapt. And, just like everything, once you adapt, you're good to go. And sure enough, once I adapted to it, I wound up falling in love with it because, I have a family now. I didn't want to travel as much anymore. So the Broadway scene was so perfect for me. I would run into the city every night, do 2 shows, come back home, tuck my kids in, wake up the next day, take them to school. So it was just a perfect avenue for me.
I was going to say that. And not only that, I mean, I don't know if anybody's seen some of your work, but you're pretty fucking good, man. You're pretty fucking good.
Chris, you know what? I am going to jump in. I shared the Chris Jericho short on the Loki and Jabroni Show page. Fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It's not one of those things that, like I said, when you first say Broadway, you lose people. You know what I'm saying? You either you either really love Broadway or you really fucking hate Broadway. That's the simple fact of it. But I think it was what was it? It was Pretty Woman that said that about opera, right? Yeah. You either love it, you hate it, but you'll always have a respect for it, right? There's always gonna be that respect. And I think that was with me. When I first went out to Broadway, I think it was like everybody, they see Cats or you see Phantom of the Opera or something like that. It's your first thing ever. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what the fuck just happened? And then you go back and you say, and you live it again and you see it again. And I got to say, man, I'm just, from just every aspect and every avenue that you've taken to get to this point, I almost feel like Broadway is like the perfect ending to your story, to your saga, to your legacy, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, listen. Hopefully, I'm far from over, but I do agree with you. That, if
he's gone Frank Stallone on your ass.
Look at this, Chris. He can't help himself, can he?
You know what? I'm gonna shut up now.
I told you. See, that's why I said don't shut him off because he's gonna put his 2 cents in.
He's Frank Stallone to you. I'm defending you.
Yes.
It's funny that you said that. My book, Start With a Dream, Drummer's Journey from Rock and Roll to TV to Broadway. I actually started writing it opening night of my Broadway show. I wrote the epilogue first. So I wrote the very end of the book first.
There you go.
It was me basically on my way to opening night on Broadway. And it just felt like it almost gave me the inspiration to I always had, an idea to write a book, and I had some funny stories and some crazy things in my life. But when I did Broadway, it was almost like everything just came full circle. It was like, okay, this seems like a nice big achievement right here that I can put a nice button on, and I can close this chapter and tell this story.
Right.
Now, since then, I have, another 1,000 stories to tell. There's so much funny stuff that I've gone through, over the last 6-7 years since then that I opened on Broadway. But that just seemed like the perfect button to that story.
No, absolutely. And like I said, not saying that your career is over, but where you ended up in Broadway and the things that you do, like I said, it's incredible, man. You couldn't even write that, that success story that you got going for you. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And
it really is. I mean, again, I feel like it's a fairy tale ending for me, for my book. It was just a perfect way to finish it up. And, when I was a kid, I dreamed of everything that I have now done and accomplished and met and became friends with and became peers with. I dreamt of all those things when I was, 5 years old, when I saw Kiss for the first time, went to Madison Square Garden to see Hulk Hogan for the first time.
Yep.
I dreamt of all this stuff. And it's like, every step of the way, I got to accomplish a little bit more until I finally realized, wow, I basically did everything I wanted to do.
Exactly. And you got some pipes, bro.
Yeah.
You got some pipes, man.
Sings like Eric Carr. There's nobody better.
I was going to say, normally, they usually throw the drummer back there because he's got the weakest, the weakest voice of the crew. But, man, you definitely got some pipes going for you, bro.
Yeah, again, coming from the Kiss camp, I was always about not just being back there playing drums. I wanted to sing. I wanted to, be in front of the camera, in front of the stage, in front of the audience. So definitely never a shy kid, that's for sure.
No, absolutely not. We could see that.
Absolutely not.
It's showing through your personality as an adult as well, too, bro.
Now, you being a wrestling fan, Mike, you still have 4 unfiltered minutes with Joey. Any wrestling questions? Wrestling with Joey Licious is coming soon, I hope.
Yes, absolutely. We're looking
very soon. I know people have been waiting for years. I've been developing the show. It just takes forever to close a deal, the right way. I've had so many offers to do it, unfortunately, the wrong way, where it would either get buried or I would get buried from it, or money wasn't right. There were so many different reasons why it didn't take off. And, we're just, once again, closing a deal right now that should have this thing to you in no time.
Awesome.
Well, it's got to be a comfort deal. You know what I'm saying? If it feels too good to be true, 9 times out of 10 it usually is, and something like that, you wanna pussyfoot your way through. It's a really solid thing.
And, it's not. If it was my first time around the block, it would be different. I would just be trying to make this thing and just have my name out there. I'm not at that level anymore, so I can sit back and kind of wait. I can at least wait for the right deal. I did everything on my own. I have everyone lined up on my own. I have all the 80s wrestlers lined up. I have Hogan. I have Flair. I had Piper before he passed. I had every guy you can think of on board with this show before I went to network, before I got any money involved, before anybody. So I did all the legwork first. That way, I held all the cards and all the power. So I don't have to, basically give my show to someone.
Right.
And, not reap the benefits and, reap the rewards from it. So I'm waiting, and this deal that I have on the table right now is exactly what I've been looking for, and hopefully we'll be up and running in no time.
That's awesome, because we've said it on the show a billion times, man. Real knows real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when a good deal comes up, and you yourself, with all these different 80s wrestlers that you already got signed, I can see the conversation going on. You know what I'm saying? I can see you going up to these guys and being like, hey, look, I got this plan. I got this idea. And they go, you know what, brother? We're all over you on that one. I got to love this one. I got feelings for this one, brother.
That doesn't work for me, brother.
But it's so cool that it is going to come into fruition, because I think it was, 3 years ago or 2 years ago when you really started talking about the Joey Licious thing?
About 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and then the book came out, and then we finally got Joey on the show earlier. Was it February this year? And now this is your 3rd appearance in 1 year. You're like, I got cut off. You may as well be a co-host on the show, Joe, because you've been here 3 times in a year. You're probably going to be here again. You're one of the most fun people to talk to, even when we're just texting back and forth, fucking with each other about this debate coming up tonight. You're just so much fun, and real recognizes real. And when I'm at work and my phone goes off, it's like I missed a call, and I get, hey, it's Joey. I just want to touch base with you and bring your A game. Woo! Because to be the man, I'm like, dude, that's badass.
You got to live it 24/7, man. You got to live it 24/7.
Speaking of 24/7, when Joey Cassata wins a 24/7 championship, I am there. I'll buy the fucking replica.
That'll be awesome.
I ain't going to lie.
That would be awesome.
So, guys, tonight is the Kiss album debate part 2. The first time we did which is the best shitty Kiss album. This time we're going back to September 1978, 41 years ago. On September 18th, Kiss and Acoin Management and Polygram or Casablanca or whoever the fuck, I don't remember. I was 7 years old. I don't have that reference. You were 4. Okay. Joey was like, Joey, how old were you in 78?
4 years old, too.
4 years old. Okay, so I'm the grandpa of the group. They released 4 solo albums on the same day. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. What Joey and I decided, we're going to take the 2 scrubs of albums, not of people, of albums, out of the mix. We're taking Gene Simmons and Peter Criss, we're shoving them to the side. Joey and I are going to debate Ace Frehley and Paul Stanley. Joey has chosen Ace Frehley as his album. I've chosen Paul Stanley as my album. And same rules apply. 4 minutes opening statement, 4 minutes plead your case, 4 minutes closing. But I'm throwing a curveball, and this is where I'm going to defer to Joey Cassata. 2 minutes of a promo bashing your opponent. Are you ready, Joey?
Listen, I always defer to you. I'm the champ, just like in wrestling. The champ comes out second. I don't lead the way, my friend. I let the challenger come out first. The crowd will boo you, and I will sit behind at the gorilla position, waiting my turn, and I will make my grand entrance.
I'm no secret. It's no secret. I'm the heel no matter where I go. So, Eddie, if you'll give me a 2-minute gimmick and let me know when I can start. And Eddie's taking his sweet-ass time. This is beautiful.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
Go.
All right, Joey Cassata, last time out, we had probably the worst debate ever in the history of debates. Lincoln Douglas, Nixon Kennedy, those paled in comparison. Crappy debates. We had a crappy debate, but this time, my brother, this time, we have something we can actually debate about, something the people can sink their teeth into, something the people can salivate over. And this time, my friend, I am coming at you all guns blazing. Because when it's all said and done and the dust settles, my man, it's going to be me standing tall over you and asking you, was it worth the effort to come after the great Jabroni? That's the question. Because the Paul Stanley album is higher, much better than the Ace Frehley album. So I ask you, Joey Cassata, is the juice worth the squeeze? We'll find out. I put the floor to Joey Cassata.
Tell me when you're ready.
Eddie's getting the gimmick back ready? I wanted a wrestling promo. I'm sorry. I wanted us to have something good.
All right, you ready, Joey?
I'm always ready.
Go.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. We spoke about ending careers. Well, your career is going to end tonight. I will be taking over your show, and it's going to be the Joey and Jabroni Show from now on. It's not going to be anyone else but me. And you'll be the new Jabroni. Don't worry about it. So, Chris, listen to me. You said we had a bad debate last time. I had a great debate, my friend. I won, hands down. It was night and day. You had a terrible debate. I had a wonderful debate because I am the man. And you got to remember, to be the man, you have to beat the man. And I am that man, baby. And I picked Ace Frehley because easily this is going to be the best album of the 4 solo albums. You can debate all you want. No matter, you know what? I could have picked a piece of dirt off the floor and debated against you and probably won. So let me just tell you something, brother. We're going to start this now, and it's going to be the ultimate man against the ultimate meatball.
Eddie's going nuts. That's fucking gorgeous.
Joey wins already.
All right. Anytime you make a great Rocky reference.
Rocky 3.
I know. Badass movie.
Absolutely.
A lot of people sleep on that movie. All
Love
right.
that movie.
You sleep on Rocky 3. Don't even come in my neighborhood.
You know what? I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. Just pontificate and whatever. I gotta grab a beer, so I gotta get ready for this debate. I'm empty, brother. So hey, tell Mike what it was like working with Roddy
Piper.
Piper.
You can. Don't give this sucker no
Don't give this man no statue. Give him guts.
He likes guts. He don't need that other shit, man. Fuck that.
Hey, woman. You want a real man? Why don't you bring your pretty little self over to my apartment tonight, and I'll show you what a real man is.
Man, you missed that.
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna have to listen to that after the fact. But you know what? Because Joey's here, I grabbed 2 beers.
Let's just say he just let loose with Mr. T's finest.
Oh no shit.
Yep.
Was it the Hey Woman one?
Oh, yeah.
Or?
Hey woman.
That's the one.
The one that made Mr. T's mom walk out of the theater because she raised him better than that.
Right?
I just have one prediction for this debate.
Go ahead.
Pain.
You know how that movie ended, right, Joe?
What? I don't remember. I shut it off before the ending.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I did too.
All right, Eddie,
As
you
soon as
have
Sun delivered threw Rocky over the ropes, I was happy.
The movie was over.
Eddie, you've got the rules in front of you. You are the moderator. You guys.
Let me. I'm loading up 4 minutes.
All right.
Gentlemen, you each have 4 minutes for your opening statement. Who's going first?
Joey, that's up to you. I would like to defer to you, but you're the champ.
Listen, like I said, the champ doesn't start. The champ doesn't come out and try to get the crowd ready. The champ walks out with his belt after the heel is booed. You know that. Hogan makes his entrance after. You'll hear Real American in about 4 minutes, my friend.
No, they'll copyright claim us. I can't do it.
Yeah,
Joe.
we've done that before. That's why I love this guy.
All right, then.
All right, I'm ready.
Jabroni,
Yep.
are you ready?
Yep,
Watch your low blows and your rabbit punches.
absolutely.
Okay, so knocked out, you get to the corner, I tell you to, and you stay there until I tell you to come out.
Go for it.
Go.
All right. 1978 was a difficult time for Kiss. They were coming off a really great album, which was Love Gun, and they had double platinum. They had Alive 2, and what do you do next? They had the movie. It was a real disjointed time. 2 members wanted to leave. 2 members wanted to keep the band together. Let's do solo albums. So in all of this, 2 albums came out as the shining stars, Paul Stanley and Ace Frehley. The reason I chose Paul Stanley is because when you look at where Kiss went after and the glue that keeps the band together, it was Paul Stanley. If you take the Paul Stanley solo album and you look at it as a whole, it could have been, if you didn't have a Gene Simmons track, you didn't have an Ace Frehley track, you didn't have a Peter Criss track, this was probably the most complete Kiss album of the 70s where it didn't have a stinker. There was no bad song on the record. Paul Stanley, since 1978, has been the glue that has held that band together, and nobody, I dare say, even my esteemed opponent, will say that Paul Stanley hasn't been the guy that has steered the ship. He is the rudder. He is the captain. He's the port, the starboard. He's everything. This record, from beginning to end, is a fantastic outing. There's not any bad tracks on this record. When you listen to this record, it is easily a sonic smorgasbord, if you will. You have rockers, you have ballads, you have shuffles, you have boogies. Paul Stanley, in 1978, as underrated as he was then, proved to be, honestly, the linchpin of the Kiss Army. So, this record, in my opinion, is the standard bearer of the solo albums. It's the best of the best 2, Paul Stanley versus Ace Frehley. I love the Ace record, but listenability, song quality, everything points to the Purple album versus the Blue album. At the end of the day, if you listen to these 2 records back to back, you will hear 2 really great quality records, but only one stands above, and that is the Paul Stanley solo record from 1978. With that, I look to Eddie and I say I give the floor to Mr. Joey Cassata.
Okay, 1 minute left.
What were you going to say, Mike?
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that they actually did 4 solo.
September 18th.
Yeah.
We were trying to get
knew
Joey
that there
earlier.
was 2. I knew that there was 2 solo albums. I didn't know every single
All 4
band
members.
member did a solo. Like,
Well, makeup. They stayed in makeup.
Yeah, right, and let's put it this way. 3 members did solo albums, and 1 did a really bad Motown album. Joey, would you agree with that statement?
Absolutely not.
What?
I absolutely love the Peter Criss solo album.
I love it too, but it doesn't negate the fact that it's a really bad Motown album.
That's not
Again,
what
people
that's not what we're debating today, guys.
Exactly.
All right.
We'll pick the next 2 another night.
Well, no matter what, we both lose on that one.
Now I'm interested. Now I gotta go find out.
All right.
I got to listen to that one.
Yeah. Now I gotta go hear this one. What
All
the
right.
fuck?
Eddie, it's your floor.
All right, Joey. Are you ready?
I'm ready, baby. I'm ready.
The champ is about to start now.
So I will begin my statement by, reiterating a little bit what you were just saying about how these 4 solo albums were absolutely groundbreaking at the time. No one in the history of rock or history of music has ever done anything like that up until that point and since. This possibly broke up Kiss because they all realized maybe we don't need each other at this point. But at the time, it was monumental. Some people say it was a failure. Some people say it was a mistake. it was groundbreaking for the time, and for them to do it at the time was absolutely the right move. Whether it's succeeded or not, that's hindsight. At the time, Kiss releasing 4 of these solo albums at the same time was monumental. And then to have them all ship platinum, which Casablanca shipped them all platinum, which meant 1 million records were being shipped immediately to all the stores. That's what caused the controversy originally, which was record stores didn't sell 1 million of each copy because back in the day, kids didn't have money to buy 4 full albums as soon as they came out on the same exact day from the band that they loved. So they would pick and choose which ones to buy. So unfortunately, some of the solo albums got returned, and in hindsight, people say that they were a failure because of that. I totally disagree. These albums were absolute classics. Now to get to the one where we're debating. First, before that, Gene's and Peter's, even though people trash them and think they're terrible albums, they're very good for what they are. We'll leave it at that. Maybe another night we can debate those. Paul and Ace's, I think, absolutely are the best albums. And are they neck and neck? They're pretty close. But there are many reasons why Ace's is far superior. And it starts off with the production. The production on Ace's album is monumentally better than Paul's. Paul's album is lackluster from the get-go. There's no balls, there's no fire to the whole record. And I don't mean song quality, I mean absolute recording quality. It was even done in 2 sessions, the recordings. Half of it was done in New York, and then half of it was done in LA. The New York session was done with basically one band and one producer, and the LA sessions were done with another band and another producer. And you can hear it on the album. The whole album in general sounds like a mishmash, where Ace's album, produced by Eddie Kramer, who was the producer for Love Gun, for Rock and Roll Over, for Kiss Alive 2, he took Ace's album, and that's the first person Ace went to very smartly, by the way. Ace knew he could capture the sound that he wanted, and you could absolutely hear it in the record itself. It's from top to bottom, balls to the walls, rock and roll, no frills, great songs, but on top of great songs, great quality, which I think where Paul's album is lacking. And on top of that, the biggest part of Ace's album is someone named Anton Fig. And if anyone's a drummer out there, Anton Fig is one of the best drummers in the whole world. And at this time, he was an absolute nobody. And Ace took him along and made him who he was, basically. And since then, Anton went on to play with David Letterman, Joe Bonamassa, so many other acts. And he's one of the most recorded drummers in history now. This album by Ace is, like I said, top to bottom, flawless. And at the time when Ace released this, Ace was the person that no one thought could do an album by himself. Ace was the guy that Paul and Gene thought would flop on his face. Peter was already a success with Beth. Gene and Paul were obviously already a success. Ace, coming out as the wild card, was the album that everyone thought would be the worst. And it became the highest charting, highest single on all of the albums and all the solo records. That's why Ace is tops.
Wow, 4 minutes exactly.
Wow. Very cool. All right.
I don't have the champ. I'm not the champ for nothing, guys.
Oh my God, here he goes.
He's got a metronome in the back.
Don't let that plantain.
Very, very well informed. Very well informed.
Don't let that plantain under your eyes get in your way or your ego, my man.
You can't rip Jericho's line. So you got to come up with your own lines, my friend.
Oh, I had one, but I didn't want to use it. I didn't want to use it. Anyway, any questions from the moderators real quick before we go into part 2?
No, you covered quite
a
bit.
Nope. I like I said, very, very informative. The fact that Ace did actually bring up that drummer and bring him through, that's went
on to be in David Letterman's band.
I did know that was it the other guy there? Not Ace.
Eddie Kramer?
No, not Ace.
Paul Stanley?
Paul, yeah. I did know that Paul Stanley's was actually produced by 2 people, and now that you do say what you say, I can definitely hear it as well. So yeah, absolutely.
So there's that sticking to themes and
okay.
I was kind of why I went with the other one.
Well, that's the other thing is, and you can't actually tell when a producer because a producer does do that. They really do leave their mark on something. You know what I'm saying? And
they can make or break a record.
Absolutely,
it is
absolutely.
A producer is one of the most underrated things in the history of music.
Sure.
Nobody even unless you're a
Not
musician
underpaid,
who's
though.
actually, you're absolutely right. Who's actually recorded records, you don't realize the value of the producer.
Right. You can look
If you look at the last two, just look at the last two Kiss records. Paul Stanley produced both of them, and unfortunately, the song quality, they're great. Quality-wise, they're absolute garbage.
Exactly.
They just skimped out. They didn't want to pay a producer. If Eddie Kramer, who produced Ace's album and all the classic Kiss albums, produced those two records, they would be phenomenal records. And because he didn't, and Paul produced them and basically cheaped out like he did on his own solo album, that's what happened. And you get a subpar quality.
What would you have thought of Sonic Boom and Monster if Ezrin was behind the board?
Again, that's totally – Ezrin is different because Ezrin is a songwriter. Ezrin is an arranger and an orchestration person. So it would be – I think it would be completely different than it would be now, whereas Eddie Kramer is not. Eddie Kramer is strictly a sound guy. He's not a song guy. Eddie Kramer is strictly to get you the sonics that you want and that he thinks is best for the record to fit each song, whereas Bob Ezrin is more of a – he wrote Half a Beth. He wrote, the guitar solo for Detroit Rock City. He wrote all the orchestrations on Destroyer and Pink Floyd The Wall and all that stuff. So Ezrin would have taken all those songs and made them his own, whereas Kramer would have just made all those songs sound better.
Okay.
Well, the best producers usually started out as sound engineers.
Right.
And you can tell.
Right.
Because the records are cleaner, the instruments, that they're overlapping, but they still have their own unique
the whole
sound
idea of the
record.
producers to find that sound, to keep that sound.
And going back to our last debate where Bob Ezrin produced The Elder and Toby Wright, who went on to be a fantastic producer in his own right, not to make a pun, but Toby Wright was his first production was Carnival of Souls. He went on to produce Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, etc., so forth. This was his virgin effort, and again, I concede that particular debate to Joey Cassata, Elder versus Carnival of Souls. But again, the producer does again, and I'm sorry, Joe, I don't mean to cut you off, but you can look at Kiss records produced by Paul Stanley or Gene Simmons or what have you. Animalize sounded like junk. Asylum, great record, sounded like junk. Hot in the Shade, great record, sounded like junk. But Ron Nevison produced Crazy Nights. Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's a quick stat. It's funny you mentioned Ron Nevison and sounding like junk. Paul's album, who was half produced by Paul. Paul produced half the album by himself, and the other half was produced by someone named Jeff Glicksman, I think his name was.
Yes, Jeff Glicksman.
Who was I think he was the Kansas producer at the time.
Yes.
And Paul, that was actually Paul's second choice. He wanted Ron Nevison first, and he was busy doing something else. But again, same type of deal with Carnival and The Elder. The production quality on Paul's album completely, to me, hurts his album beyond recognition. When I saw Paul Stanley's solo tour in 1989, that's when I first ever saw any of these songs performed live, and probably the first time anyone had ever seen them performed live. And those songs on that tour were phenomenal.
Yeah.
They were killer, and even live bootlegs to today that I have are so powerful, whereas on that record, all the songs that sound powerful live in 1989 sound like complete trash.
Okay, so before we go into the next 4 minutes, you're going back to that 1989 club tour. I saw them at Toad's Place in, New Haven, Connecticut. Wouldn't You Like to Know Me, Move On, etc., so forth. Move On was played on the 78-79 tour, and Paul forgot half the lyrics. I don't know why. If you've ever seen the bootleg Largo show, he forgets half the lyrics to Move On. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
So you go to move on to the, no pun intended, move on to the 89 solo tour. Now, he's playing them with gusto and vim and vigor, and then move forward to 2006 where he's promoting the Paul Stanley Live to Win album, where half of his set is the 78 solo stuff. He played Wouldn't You Like to Know Me, Tonight You Belong to Me. He played, I think it was... I want to say Love in Chains or Goodbye. It doesn't matter. We'll go to that in a minute. To your point, fantastic live. You have to like the record to appreciate what's going on in front of you live. I don't want to go, if I hear a record that sucks, I'm not going to go and see the band or the artist or what have you, whether it be Miley Cyrus, Shaman's Harvest, Joey Cassata, etc., so forth. If I don't like the record, I'm not going to see the show.
Again, I'm 100% with you. And just like I said about Carnival, I love the Paul Stanley solo album. I love the songs. Most of the songs, I'll retract that. Most of the songs on the Paul Stanley solo album, it's the performance of the musicians, even some of Paul's performance, and the production, to me, that makes it way below Ace's record.
Okay, fair enough. And now, Eddie, you want to set the timer for 4 minutes? This is the
round 2 is
the defense of the album.
Yeah, plead your case. So,
yes,
Jabroni.
Yes, sir.
You're not the champion, so you're up.
Oh my God, here we go.
All right, 4 minutes. Here we go.
All right,
go.
Okay, so from the beginning of the album with Tonight You Belong to Me, it leads in with a really nice orchestral piece, and then it busts out as a rocker. It's a really great song. Then you move to Move On. We just referenced Move On, a really great shuffle piece. Ain't Quite Right. I don't know if I would have put this on the album. It's probably, to me, the one piece, and I'm sure Joey will have one on the Ace Frehley album, that you want to take off of the record. Ain't Quite Right is that one. Wouldn't You Like to Know Me? Look, I could go down and I'm going to list every song on the record. This is basically the ultimate Kiss record in 1978. Wouldn't You Like to Know Me? Take Me Away was a fantastic song, also known as Together as One. It's All Right, Hold Me, Touch Me, Love in Chains, and Goodbye. Some people have said Hold Me, Touch Me is a poor man's Beth. I don't buy it. What I will say is that Hold Me, Touch Me is when you found out that Paul Stanley, as a songwriter, could reach in to his inner self and do something other than suck me, fuck me, lick my love gun, and write an actual meaningful ballad. This record, to me, 35 minutes of gold. All right, maybe 32 minutes of gold if you take out Ain't Quite Right. 9 songs, 8 of them are freaking phenomenal. One of them, not so much. It's no secret that as Paul Stanley and the band go forward, Paul takes the reins and makes Kiss what they are. This record, you could take these 8 songs and throw one Gene Simmons tune, one Peter Criss tune, one Ace Frehley tune, and this is a phenomenal Kiss record. It's what Paul Stanley does best. Much like if you go to Live to Win, which is not in the debate, it goes right along. It's a phenomenal freaking record. The problem that I see with all of this is that, much like Joey said earlier, everybody wanted Ace to come up because he wasn't the guy that was picked to succeed. If you look at it objectively, Paul Stanley's record is maybe 1/2 step above the Ace Frehley record. And I love both records, like Joey said earlier. I love both records. But at the end of the day, you got to pick one. And if you guys listen, and the voting opens after the show, 1 week you have, listen to both of these objectively, you will vote Paul Stanley.
All right, 1 minute left. All right, Joey, are you ready to plead your case?
I'm ready, sweetheart.
All right, sugar. Go.
So again, like I said from the get-go, I love both of these records, and I absolutely agree with you, Chris. Paul Stanley's record would be a really, really good, solid Kiss record from top to bottom. The difference is Ace's record is actually probably one of the top 3 Kiss records ever made, period, even as far as sales go. Ace's record from top to bottom, and I'm not a chart guy. I don't care so much about the charts. You're more of the stat guy than I am. But Ace's album did way better than all the other albums. New York Groove was a huge hit. It still is to this day. You go to a Yankee game, you go to a Knicks game, you go to a Giants game, they play New York Groove every single game. And guess who gets residuals from that? Ace Frehley, Eddie Kramer. They still get paid from that song. And that's a cover, believe it or not. And that song was originally done by a band called Hello. And it was Eddie Kramer's idea to bring that song in, and Ace was originally against it. And they actually recorded that song 3 different times to try to figure out the right feel and the right texture to get for this song, for this album. and they obviously succeeded. And that's again where I'm going back to the producer being such a big role in the record. Eddie Kramer saw something in this song, New York Groove. He knew Ace could kill it. And not only that, once it was recorded once, not twice, not 3 times, he realized, okay, now we finally have it after 3 takes. So that song alone skyrockets this record to the stratosphere. But leading off with a song like Rip It Out, this song is one of the heaviest songs, one of the most ass-kicking songs Kiss has ever done. Going back to Anton Fig, Anton blows away every drummer that Paul Stanley has on his record. Even Carmine Peace, who briefly makes an appearance of one of Paul's ballads for some reason. Who knows why? It's ridiculous that he's even on one of Paul's ballads. And unfortunately, that's why Paul's record to me is subpar than Ace's also. The songs, as far as the few ballads on Paul's records, I think are they're almost self-indulgent. It's ballads to be sweet, to be the lover that Paul was trying to make himself back then. Ain't Quite Right. Hold Me, Touch Me is so self-indulgent. It's almost unlistenable. Whereas Ace, I totally disagree with you, Chris. I don't have a throwaway track on this whole record. Starting with Rip It Out. Feeding Back to My Baby has one of the best riffs, if not the best riff Kiss has ever recorded. Snowblind and Ozone, both of these moody type of drug-infused songs that Kiss never delved into before. Then you have a sleeper like What's on Your Mind that could have been another single for Ace. Then the next side leads off with New York Groove, which is the biggest hit. I think it was Kiss's 3rd biggest hit of all time, never mind from the solo album. Then you have the rocker, I'm in Need of Love, and Wiped Out. 2 super strong songs. Ace's guitar playing on this record is so far superior than Bob Kulick's on Paul's album. Bob is a fine guitar player, but again, going back to the tone and just the ferociousness that Ace plays with on his record, whether it's to prove a point to Gene and Paul or not, he came in with a reason and with some kind of chip on his shoulder, and he came through. And the album finishes off with the instrumental Fractured Mirror. There's no better instrumental on all the Kiss records. This song has such texture and layers that Paul and Gene would have never let Ace do something like this on a Kiss record. That's why Ace put this on here, to show what a great guitar player he really is. So again, back to front, Ace's album has the song quality, it has the production, and it has the feel and the surprise that Ace came through with. That's why you should vote for Ace Frehley.
4 minutes exactly.
Oh my God, he's so good.
He's got the watch right there.
He's got the watch.
he's done these Oxford debates.
Guys, I'm a drummer. I have a built-in metronome.
I was going to say,
easy timing Jones. Any questions?
Just so you know, if you think I have a clock, I'm actually watching NXT while we're talking right now. So
nice.
Really?
With Matt, one of Matt Riddle's matches right now. So that's how I knew what the time was.
Hey, just make sure you're aware, Wednesday night when I'm watching AEW Dynamite, I'm going to be texting you, wanting to know what you think of the show.
So,
of course. Speaking of which, I was just texting with Chris Jericho early today.
Yet he's not on our show yet. Go ahead.
He's doing the forward for my the audio version of my book that's coming out.
Nice.
I'm hoping to have it out for the holidays. It should be ready by then. So
nice.
I'm just finishing it up, and he's sending me a nice audio. I might have to edit it up depending on how Healy goes on me.
You got to hurry that up. I got Audible credits.
All right. So do I. And even though I've already read
only if he talks about the bubbly.
The bubbly. Even though I've already read the book in print version, I will buy it on Audible, so you know, because we support those who support us.
To hear my olive oil voice and Guinea Charm, come on, you got to.
Right?
Oh my God! I was at the San Gennaro Festival 2 weeks ago. I was praying to see you there.
I love it when authors read their own books.
Right?
It's the best.
I was waiting to see Meatball Jones find me on the street and go, "Hey, look, there's Chris," and "Oh, look, there's Joey." But
Paul's audiobook actually has better production than his solo album.
Oh my God!
Ooh, shots fired.
You see, he went off.
Sir.
You see how he went off? That's point deducted.
Yeah, Joey, I'm going to have to give you a penalty for debating off clock.
That's called going 5 minutes over to get the extra ratings, my friend. You remember Nitro and Raw?
The champ's not supposed to grab the chair and hit him with it.
He's going DDP on my ass.
So, Joey, one thing, great argument, by the way. Both great arguments.
Agreed.
So, would you say like what gives this album its strength is it's basically Ace Unchained?
Yeah, it really is. It's up until this point, Ace had literally two vocals so far. He had "Shock Me," and then he had just one on the B side of Alive 2. He had "Rocket Ride," and up until that point, Ace was really in the background. He was this spacey, weird guy that only came up front to do solos. So nobody knew anything about Ace. "Shock Me" kind of broke him out of his shell, and then. I think I was reading interviews, and I have a book all about the solo albums, how Gene and Paul were actually laughing. There's no way Ace is going to do an album. Not only can he not physically write the songs, he's too much of a slacker to get it done. And meanwhile, if memory serves, Ace was the cheapest to do and the quickest done.
Wow.
So he probably had the songs ready to go. He was just waiting for the moment. So
yeah, Gene and Paul would bury. Unfortunately, I don't know how much you guys know the history of Kiss, but Gene and Paul are control freaks. I love them to death. Don't get me wrong, but they're control freaks even to this day.
It's their band. Yeah. To be fair, I mean.
Yeah, but it's their band because they wouldn't let anyone else attempt control. Peter and Ace were always the burnouts, the druggies,
Vince McMahon, anybody?
There you go. There you go.
And don't get me wrong, I get it, and you can't deal with some people after a while, but. Certain people are so creative and so talented, you have to put up with it. Right. And unfortunately, they didn't let Ace do that. And then if you look at history after this Ace solo album, he went on to have the album right after these solo albums. He had more songs on it singing than Gene Simmons did.
Yes.
So that just shows you after this record, they were like, oh, shit, I guess we can't bury Ace anymore.
Yeah.
It makes you think, like, what could have been if rather than they got him out of the group and did those stupid-ass experimental albums, just said, all right, guys, what do you got? We did our thing. What do you got?
I think just listening to it as far as everything, the points that they're bringing up, just for listening to it, it seems to me that these solo albums actually made Kiss become a better band because of it.
I don't disagree.
Whereas most of the time when somebody goes to
in my final dissertation, but I like where you're going. Go ahead.
When normally when a band is on their way out and they start talking solo albums, Motley Crue and you had their little thing going on there, it's usually done. That's usually the standing point that the band is broken up, dude. When you start talking solo albums, Queen, you know what I'm saying?
As great as
Bon Jovi.
As great as Slash is, what has he really done?
Right, exactly. So when solo albums actually make a band better, when it actually almost gels a band to solidity, it proves that the formula isn't the same for everybody, and it's never going to be the same for everybody.
Well, here's the thing. I think where they went right is they obviously they did their own thing, but they kept the formula that they are still Kiss. Kiss is on the album covers, right? It says Kiss.
Yes, Kiss in one corner, and then
Yeah, these are all technically Kiss records. They're not the name of the records are Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, Peter Criss. They're Kiss records.
You know what? I only know of one other group that used this kind of formula, and it was the Wu-Tang Clan.
Basically, yes.
Where they had their super group, and then they pushed their
they
solo
pushed off,
stuff.
right.
And the solo stuff kind of took off, bigger. So
yeah, and
it's a formula that works. If more bands,
like I said,
right, it probably
it's an unorthodox formula. It really is because you don't normally go with that, but. When it does work, obviously it works.
And let's, from a financial aspect, it's like, okay, guys, we're splitting up however much this many ways. Let's put out a product that's just yours. Bring a little extra money into your pocket. More bands should do this. How many bands break up over fucking money?
All of them. And this was the beginning of the end and the discord that led Ace and Peter out the door, unfortunately.
Yeah. So,
So are we ready for the final debate, the final final statement, Jones?
Yeah, we got 4 minutes for closing from each of you. Champ, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready, baby. I mean, obviously, I defer always. I'll go back and have a little cocktail while Chris is burying himself a little more.
You're fucking killing me, Plantain Face. You're just driving me nuts.
Paul Stanley, man, he's.
How's that kid band going, by the way?
He's about to drop the leg drop on you.
All right, I'll buy it. I love Joey. I got to throw anything I can at him. Whenever you're ready.
You ready?
Yes.
Fight.
Okay, so for the first time since the inception of the band, I found that the Paul Stanley solo album had more mature songwriting. It wasn't just suck me, fuck me. There was a lot of things that touched people in the heart. You're talking about 1978. You're talking about people getting out the beginning or the middle or whatever of the disco era where everything was get out there and shake your ass and show your tits and whatever. Paul Stanley's album was mature. I look at Tonight You Belong to Me. I look at Wouldn't You Like to Know Me, Take Me Away, Hold Me, Touch Me, which, again, very sappy, kind of like Beth Jr., but whatever. Love in Chains, Goodbye. Fantastically written songs, mature. It proved to be the pulse of Kiss going forward. And here they are, still, I don't know, we're talking about these records 41 years ago, and Kiss still exists. Why? Because Paul Stanley guides the ship. Maybe Sonic Boom wasn't great. Maybe Monster wasn't great. Psycho Circus. I think all those three records are great. But Paul Stanley guides the ship. If you'd have left the ship to Gene Simmons, the ship would have sunk in 1983 because everything would have been burn, bitch, burn. Paul Stanley is the heartbeat of Kiss, and this album proved it. Yes, the production was less than stellar. Yes, some of the things that Joey pointed out insofar as having two different bands playing on this record, maybe not the best. But if you're going to look at these four records side by side by side by side, one record stands out, and to me, that's the Paul Stanley record. It's the most mature songwriting. It's the most heavy rock and roll-ish. Yes, I can point to the Ace Frehley record where Joey pointed out Rip It Out, Ozone, What's on Your Mind. Great songs. But are they better than Tonight You Belong to Me? Are they better than Move On? Are they better than Love in Chains? I say no. When it comes down to it, of these four solo records, Paul Stanley stands up just, I won't say head and shoulders, I'll say hairline and eyebrows, just that much, just that little bit above Ace Frehley, which is a fantastic record. To me, and hopefully to all of you, whether or not I win, lose, draw, I don't care. I just love having Joey Cassata on the show. I'm going to say to you, you listen to both these records back to back, you'll find that you like Paul Stanley's records better than you like the Ace Frehley record. And what you gonna do, Joey Cassata, when Jabroni runs wild on you? Done.
55 seconds left.
I don't need those 55 seconds. I made my case. And by the way, Joey, when you write your next book, I know you wrote Start with a Dream. Can you write the next book and call it End with a Nightmare?
That was the first good thing you said in the last hour.
You wanted original shit? I gave you original shit. Bring it.
Who's going to be writing that book? You?
I'll do the forward. I promise. If he writes that book, I'll do the forward.
Now you're supposed to do the epilogue.
All right. Fair enough. Joey, if you write End with a Nightmare, I want the forward.
All right, you ready, Joey?
I'm
Jabroni
ready,
says Paul Stanley's album is more mature. What you got to say?
Again, I love both of these records. I think they're both classic Kiss records. But once again, I have to go back to the sound quality of these records. Paul Stanley's quality is so subpar. Not only the production. Again, I'm not even going crazy over this production. It's about performance based. Paul Stanley has all these people playing on his records. These drummers that, if you listen to it, are really not very good. There's no pocket. There's no ferocity in these guys playing. Bob Kulick's guitar playing is really good on the album, but there's no balls to it. The sound quality is just so lackluster. Whereas if you put Ace's record on, it is fire and intensity from the get-go. If you put on Rip It Out and you're driving your car, you're going to hit 100 before you know it. I guarantee it. Ace Frehley had basically played everything on this record himself. Him, along with Anton Fig, the drummer, is basically the whole album. Will Lee, who was also David Letterman's bass player, played a couple tracks on bass, but Ace plays bass. He plays lead. He has all the lead vocals, all the lead guitars, all the acoustic guitar. Most of the bass on the record is all Ace. From the beginning to end, it's Ace. It's an Ace record. Not like Paul. Paul is, there's so many things. Look at, he's trying to distract me. You hear this?
It wasn't me.
Paul's record is just so mishmash between the players and the song quality. If you listen to some of Paul's songs on his record, don't get me wrong, he had some really good songs like Tonight You Belong to Me and Goodbye. But stuff like Ain't Quite Right, and really even a song like Move On is so subpar, it would have never made a real Kiss record. Whereas Ace's songs all would have been quality Kiss songs, every single one of them. And the biggest difference is Paul's record doesn't have Ace. If Paul's record had Ace playing guitar on it and his leads and his attack on his strings, it would make it that much better. I didn't realize how much Ace meant to Kiss until I heard basically a Kiss album, which is Paul's album, without Ace Frehley on it. It made all the difference in the world. Whereas Ace's album, I don't miss Paul. I don't miss Gene. I don't miss Peter. Paul's album, I miss Peter. I miss Ace. And I even miss Gene for a little bit. Ace's album is standalone. I don't even think about Kiss when I hear Ace's album. I think of pure rock and roll. Anyone who wants to go online, Spotify, whatever you want to do, YouTube, put on a song like Rip It Out, and then put on Hold Me, Touch Me by Paul Stanley. You tell me which record sounds better, which songs are better. It's no contest. Ace Frehley is the clear winner. Don't get me wrong. Paul is in second place with the solo albums. I will give him that. But Ace Frehley's album came out of nowhere and rocked the world.
Is he at 4 minutes?
Minute left.
Are you done, Joey? Because I have a question.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm obviously. I just looked up at the crowd and I gave them the old ear. They're chanting for me. They're burying you. Listen. I'm. You know what they say? Hogan must pose. Joey must pose.
Oh my God!
I need 1 more minute for my posing. Give me my crowd.
All right, give him the crowd. Christ, how can you actually? How can you? How can you put?
I got a minute left.
You're right. You're right.
All right, I'm in mid-flex. There's a buy. They try. Done.
Oh my God! All right, before we go into the questions from the Peanut Gallery, I have to ask: how do you put a song like "Rip It Out" up against "Hold Me, Touch Me"? You didn't go side to side. You didn't say, "Hey."
Excuse me, sir. That part of the debate is over. I'm ready for questions.
Oh fuck me, running. This is why I love Joey Cassata. All right, questions from the moderators.
I'll ask that question. What songs? "Rip It Out" and
"Rip It Out" and "Hold Me, Touch Me."
How do you put those songs together, Joey?
Dude, I can go. You want to go song for song? You're gonna lose, my friend. Let's go song for song. You want to do it? You lose almost every song. I might give you one or two. You lose every song.
All right, "Rip It Out" versus "Tonight You Belong to Me."
So right off the bat, "Tonight You Belong to Me" is Paul's best song, hands down on this record. "Rip It Out" is better.
Okay. Second song on Ace's record.
"Speeding Back to My Baby."
And "Move On."
Please put them side by side, audience.
Are you kidding?
Not even close.
Driving down the road doing 105 miles an hour.
How about this?
Ooh,
you don't even.
It sounds like a Brady Bunch tune.
Well, yeah, your version sucks. Come on.
That's his version.
You don't even have to wait for the vocals to come in. Listen to 20 seconds of the guitar riff in the beginning, and then listen to "Move On."
All right,
down. Not even close.
Third song.
Ain't Quite Right. You personally said you hate it, which I'm with you.
All right, thank you. We're in agreement.
Ozone, and Wouldn't You Like to Know Me? Maybe Paul's only win on this whole record.
Not a fan. I'm not a fan of Ozone because the whole thing is just this spacey, drug-induced gimmick. I can't buy it.
I love it, but it's a trippy song, it's really cool for Ace to do, knowing who he is. So it is a trippy song, but I'll give you that song. Wouldn't You Like to Know Me takes it.
Okay, look, I'm just thinking of the lyrics in my head. I'm the kind of guy who likes getting high and wouldn't you like to fly? It sounds like Dr. Seuss with guitars. That, to me, just kind of throws it off.
Dude, I'm giving you one song. Calm down. You should relax a little bit.
Oh my God!
I'm giving you one. Don't worry. You got one.
Thank you. I got a win over Joey Cassata. Here we go.
That's all he's going to talk about on Facebook for the next year. By
Not
the way,
true.
Thanks a lot.
Track number 5. Take me away together as one.
Great song.
It's barely listenable.
Oh my God!
Carmine's drums at the end are so over the top and ridiculous. They put him on there just to do. He's doing basically a drum solo during a ballad. Anyone wants to listen to it, please go over and listen to it. Ace's song "What's on Your Mind" is one of the, if not the catchiest song on this record. It could be a hit on any album.
There's actually no way I can win this because no matter what I say, Joe's going to come back and skewer my ass. You know what?
No,
Are you conceding?
No, I'm not.
You could win if you just had any kind of class or poise. You could win.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So it's like,
Take Me Away was one of the best songs on the record. I love that tune. It's like in my top 3 on this record.
if that's in the top 3 on this record, please, audience, just go listen to that. If that's his top 3, I don't even erase my debate from the whole show.
All right, moving on.
Again, if you flip it over, New York Groove is the first song on the next side. Biggest song of all the solo albums. Probably Kiss's 3rd biggest song ever.
I actually
It's
have
all
to.
right.
I have to concede. No matter what he says, New York Groove wins. No matter.
Next song, Hold Me, Touch Me, is the worst song on the Paul album. It's again, so self-indulgent. If you listen to it, it's worse than the Odyssey off the Elder. It's
God,
that bad.
You championed the Odyssey. Yet here I am, who I gave you ain't quite right, and now you're going to tell me Hold Me, Touch Me is garbage?
Listen, I'm not even going to. We don't even have to debate it. We're doing this for the audience. Please, audience, go listen to Hold Me. Listen to Hold Me, Touch Me, and then listen to I'm in Need of Love, which is the second song on the second side.
Oh my God, what a garbage, dude. My opinion, I'm in Need of Love musically. Fantastic. Anybody else singing? Fantastic. I'm in need of love, and I'm hoping you're in need of me. Martha Stewart could have sang that song.
Touch me.
Oh, no.
That is some classic melodic.
Thankfully, we have a
right
week
there.
for the people to vote because Joe's just digging now. He's digging.
Again, all you have to do, seriously, you don't even have to listen to our debate. Just shut it off after 5 seconds of either one of our talk. Go listen to both records side
Agreed.
by side. You're gonna know immediately, guys. You do the same thing, please.
Agreed.
All you have to do, like I said, we'll end this right here. We'll put a button on it right here. Listen to Rip
You got
It
2
Out,
more
and then go
songs. I want to hear your take on Love and Chains and Goodbye.
Love and Change is a basic rock song. It's a decent song. Wiped Out is killer. It's not even close.
I'm going to give you Wiped Out. This is where I'm going to give you one. I'm going to give you Wiped Out.
Just so you know, you've given me every one except
No,
one.
I have not.
You've said that every time. So.
No, I said New York Groove, and I said Wiped Out. Don't skewer. Come on, Joe.
Now-
You're better than this.
Paul's second best song on the record, which is Goodbye, which is the last song on his record.
You're playing
And
with
really,
Trickster and Eric Martin. You're not playing with Warrant. Come on. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt on these 2 songs.
Fractured Mirror, which closes Ace's record, is such a classic. Not only is it's an instrumental and it's going to beat Paul's second best song. It's
Second best?
It has. I think Goodbye is Paul's second best song on his record. Yes. And Fractured Mirror is such a layer of amazing musicianship. Just listen to it. Not only is it amazing, Ace has redone it on almost every one of his solo albums and called it, Fractured 1,
Fractured 2,
Fractured
Fractured 3, Fractured Jones, Fractured Mom,
Just so you know,
Fractured this.
That's what a fan staple it has become. It's been on all of Ace's solo albums, almost all of them since. It's an absolute staple, and it closes Ace's record where you think Ace's record is all balls and fire. He closes it with this crazy, classical, beautiful piece. It's just, it's an easy stamp on the record.
Yeah,
Guys,
it's a shame. It's a shame he didn't do the Acorn is Spinning on this record.
Listen, Chris is like Barry Horowitz. I'm like the Hulkster. You know what I'm trying to say?
Really, we had Barry Horowitz on the show. We love him. He's
All right,
awesome.
listen, Don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Barry Horowitz, but you're talking about the All-American Man, you're talking about the Hulk, you're talking about Hollywood Hulk
All-American Man.
You're talking about the ultimate jobber as opposed to the ultimate champion.
Somebody has to make somebody look good.
Yep.
And when the champion has 3 moves and the underneath guy makes him look good, I guess I'm the underneath guy. I guess I'm making Joey look good. I don't know.
You're the underneath guy? This podcast is turning weird.
I was like, hold on, man. Hold on.
I'm the enhancement talent.
Jabroni, I mean, you like I said, I don't have to speak. He buries himself.
You're fucking killing me.
This is a true statement.
Oh, wow. We're having some fun here. Anyway, real quick, you guys got any questions?
No, I think you guys covered it pretty good.
No, absolutely.
Mike, any questions?
Nope. I'm gonna have to go listen to a song side by side now.
As soon as this episode is over on YouTube, which if you're watching
on
now,
the way
fantastic.
on my way home, I will start listening side by side to both of them, thanks to Google Play Music.
I'm gonna listen to the Ace album because Chris did such a good job selling it. So
Chris didn't sell the Ace album, you asshole. All I'm saying is you have 1 week, and when we reconvene next Tuesday,
hold on.
will be in.
Hold on, Joey. How does "Hold Me, Touch Me" go again?
Oh my God.
Touch me. It's really that bad, guys.
Hold on.
I'm looking so forward to hearing this on the way home. I really am.
I might have done it justice. So
hold on. If you'll give me 3 seconds, I'm the kind of guy who likes getting high. I watch Family Guy. Oh,
guys, you're losing ratings by the second with that voice.
Whatever. It sounds just like Ozone.
I like the Z Rock remix better.
Yeah. Well, Z Rock was fantastic. And guys, if you're on Amazon, LokiandJabroni.com, go to Amazon, pick up all the episodes of Z Rock. Joey Cassata is obviously the drummer from Z Rock.
Yep.
He was fantastic. You saw the short on the page of him with Chris Jericho, who's still not on our show because Joey hates us. And he brought up Ric Flair earlier, who's still not on our show because Joey hates us. But
because Rick is suing. Rick is suing everybody. So Joey's actually looking out for us. Okay,
right.
I don't want Rick on this show right now.
We ain't got no money to be taking care of some Rick fucking Flair lawsuit right now. All right.
You know what? Funny thing. Go ahead, Joe.
I'll send you guys a selfie with both. I'll be with both of them on the Chris Jericho cruise in January.
Oh, that's right. If you haven't, I think they're 97% booked. Go to ChrisJerichoCruise.com.
Yeah.
Joey's going to be on there. But when we had Bill Alfonso on 2 weeks ago, he had a story about Ric Flair. If he made $5,000 that night, he spent $7,000.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm all for it. It's all good.
That almost sounds like you're debating. You know.
Oh my Christ!
You debated Paul's solo album for an hour, and then track by track, you gave me 8 out of 9.
We're gonna find bands. We're gonna debate bands next time. I'm done with this Kiss horse shit. We'll leave this to our friends.
Whoa, he's conceding.
No, I'm not.
Dude.
I almost thought that was a conceit.
Here's the deal. I don't want to take.
I just heard him tapping out.
I don't want to take away from my friend. And we were just texting last night. My good friend Tommy Summers. I don't want to take away from 3 sides of the coin. But the next time, Joey, that you and I do a debate, it's going to be off the Kiss topic. We're going to find bands, albums, etc. Maybe Judas Priest, maybe Winger. I don't give a fuck. We're getting off the Kiss bit because we got to do this.
Like I said.
You get me up on that Judas Priest thing.
I'll pull a rock out of my garage and I'll debate. I'll do that rock and you can pick anything you want and I'm gonna win.
Oh my God! You see, and this is why I love him because he's so awesome.
All I want is, can one of your fans do this to me?
Go ahead.
Obviously this debate is over. You know, it's in the book.
Paul Stanley wins.
Vote.
We know.
Use your hearts. Use your mind.
Use your ears.
When I'm declared the winner, someone just do a beautiful Photoshop job of my face as the Undertaker burying Chris once and for all.
Eddie,
I guess that's my job.
Rest in.
Oh no, this one's all me.
All right, Eddie's on this. You know what,
you might as well start doing it now.
Might as well have a wrestling debate sometime soon with Joey Licious because he's the man. You see me give him props, and he keeps burying me as if I'm like underneath Triple H's shoes.
Well, you're the heel, so that's what
I am.
That's what faces do.
You know. I would listen. I'll take Nitro over Raw if you're going to take Raw. I'll grab Nitro and debate Nitro with you all day long.
I can't say. I thought they were equally great, but if you want to go wrestler to wrestler,
well, there was that
Junkyard Dog.
In my opinion, the one time when they bashed fucking Mankind that was it for me.
Oh yeah, Tony Schiavone.
That was it for me. When Tony Schiavone was like, "Hey, if you guys want to go see Mankind get the world title, go ahead and
that'll put some butts in the seats.
Change it on over. That'll put some butts in the seats. If not, you guys can watch this shit. It's real. It's live. It's going on right now.
It's garbage. We're dying.
We are dying.
Listen, I agree. That changed the whole game, and that turned the tide. But as evil and sick as it was, I respected them so much. They were giving away.
Oh yeah.
WWE's taped fucking results live.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to go watch it. It was brilliant.
Because they knew that's what we were doing. We were changing the channels and going back and forth.
Of course. That's what I'm saying. It Nitro at the end, of course, it started going down because they tried to do catch up. But it was so brilliant and so ahead. It changed wrestling. Wrestling would still be Doink the Clown and freaking and the Repo Man right now if it wasn't for Nitro.
I got an idea. I'm going to throw this out here before we say goodbye to Joey. Mike, favorite wrestler of all time?
My favorite of all time is Sting.
Okay. Joey, favorite wrestler of all time?
The Ultimate Male, Thunderlips.
All right, next debate. When we can get Joey back on the show on a special Monday Night Edition, Hulk Hogan versus Sting. You're on the hot seat. You have to take down the champ. I've tried twice.
That's not even. I love Sting, and I can't even compare Sting to Hulk Hogan, dude.
You know who I could compare?
I'd have to go. I'd have to go with Macho Man to really make a.
You gotta do favorite heel, favorite face if you're gonna.
Ooh, good call, Eddie.
Because I have a favorite heel, favorite face. You know,
who's your favorite heel, Eddie?
Roddy Piper.
Okay, favorite face.
Dynamite Kid.
You're fired. Favorite heel, Mike.
Well, heel's got to be, I guess, Brock Lesnar.
Okay, favorite face.
He's still heel, and face is Sting.
Okay, Joey, favorite heel.
My answer's the same for both.
Okay,
yeah, like it.
Favorite heel for me, Roddy Piper. You can't get away from it. Favorite face, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Even though he didn't want to be a face, he was a face.
The only two debates that would even be close would be Hogan against Stone Cold and Hogan against Flair. Everything you can't debate Hogan.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know, you can't put him up. Even listen, Macho might be my second favorite, or him and Flair are probably tied for second. You still can't put them up against each other. You'd have to
have a hell of a fucking debater to really bring it past Hogan.
Right.
I don't even
even Hogan dropping the N-bomb didn't ruin his career. And let's be honest, like
Vince dropped the N-bomb and he owns the company.
It'd be over. It'd be over. All right. So it's something to be said about Hulk Hogan. He is the immortal.
I just think
one
he's
for
in
a reason.
This iconic status where it's no fun to debate with him.
All right,
that's what I said. There is no.
Because obviously, who doesn't love him?
He's the champ.
Joey's the champ. Go ahead, Joe.
The only, like I said, I've had this debate with other people. The newer generation will make an argument, and even the announcers today will make an argument that Stone Cold was bigger in his heyday than Hogan was. And it's really the only valid argument, I think. I don't even think it's an
still don't buy that, man, because when he went over to WCW, and I'll never, we talk about this all the time, when he turned heel the first time and joined the Outsiders, and then you heard Bobby the Brain Heenan, but whose side is he on?
Oh my God!
And we were sitting there like, "Are you serious? What do you mean, whose side is he on?" And he went out there and he just laid the smackdown on all the fucking good people. Dude, I still to this day get the fucking goosebumps going because it was something you never expected. There's no way Hulk Hogan, my red and yellow fucking Hulkamaniac is coming out here wearing black and fucking white now and it's just destroying motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So
agreed.
I can't even buy that Stone Cold in his heyday was bigger because you know what? Hulk Hogan was still doing his shit in Stone Cold's heyday.
Okay, let me stop you. We had Joe Laurinaitis on 3-4 years ago, and he mentioned the Road Warrior pop. That no matter who they were facing, whether it was like Barry Hardy and Dwayne Gill,
WrestleMania 13 when they came rolling out after you haven't seen them in forever, and you heard, "Oh, what a rush!"
Barry Hardy, friend of mine, and you come out, "Oh, what a rush!" and the crowd goes nuts. Stone Cold, doesn't matter if he's facing PJ Walker or The Rock.
You hear the glass
pop
shatter.
Is the same. You hear the glass, that's your ass.
That's it. Yeah.
So, Joe, we've had you on here to promote your book. We've had you on here now twice doing Kiss album debates. The next time Joey Cassata appears on the Loki and Jabroni Show, we're talking wrestling, my friend.
Yeah, I think so.
Listen, there's two things I know a lot about: it, wrestling and Kiss. I'm ready to go.
All right, and that's why, you know what? Whether I win, lose, doesn't matter. I love talking to you about Kiss. We do the text message gimmick, talking about wrestling and music and whatever. Love having you on here. Love promoting whatever you do. Joey's next book is called End with a Nightmare, which will have Chris writing the foreword, and we're gonna have some fun with it.
What we should do for the wrestling, if we do a wrestling debate, we should do like one of those old Andre matches where he has to fight the little midgets. I'll be Andre.
Oh my fucking Christ!
Because just me against you is like it's like Andre fighting. One of those little guys. It's just not fair. You got to get a group of guys, team up on me, and I'll sit on all of you for the pin.
Up until about 30 seconds ago, you were one of my favorite human beings. I'm just letting you know that. Ladies and gentlemen, buy the book. Go to LokiandJabroni.com. Find our Amazon link. Buy Start with a Dream. Fantastic book. I have mine. I'm waiting till I see Joey in person to get it autographed.
Which, by the way, for you listeners, not only a great title, but what a hell of a motto to fucking live your life by.
Exactly. Read the book. Oh, my God, it's so good. And I said this, I'm not going to say this again because now I'm kind of not liking Joey Cassata anymore. But
hey, it's not over yet. You didn't get the votes in. Sounds like you're already defeating yourself.
Voting starts as soon as the episode is over. Paul Stanley versus Ace Frehley. But hey, Joey, I know you're busy as hell. What do you got going on the next couple of weeks? Pimp to the people. Where can they see you?
I'll actually be playing with that knucklehead Eric Martin from Mr. Big and the guys in Trickster. We do our own band. We travel. We do all the Mr. Big hits. We do all the Trickster hits. We're going to be up in Massachusetts at a place called the Vault Rock
I've been
Club.
there.
We'll be
great place.
I think it's a Saturday.
Do you
12th.
still get the mad pop on the Mr. Big hits? Come on.
Oh, dude! And not only that, it's such amazing songs to play too. There's
I
so
know.
much fun.
I know. That's what we were talking about that back in the day.
Trickster,
it was like
Trickster's one of my favorites, and I want to know: do you play 1 in a Million?
Yeah, of course we do.
My
like
man.
I said, and it's funny. You put those two bands together. The whole set list is hits. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's
Kind of like the Paul Stanley album, which you can vote for after this episode ends. You can vote for the Paul Stanley album. I'm the kind of guy who watches Family Guy.
Bring it up. Go to your corners.
All right. Eddie's calling us off. But
anyone who's around October 12th at the Vault up in Massachusetts, come down, say hello, buy me a scotch, whatever you guys want to do.
Mention the Loki and Jabroni Show. He might buy you a beer.
I'll bring you some scotch.
You're in. I'll put you. If you bring me some scotch,
wait,
you're on the list.
What day is this, brother?
It's on October 12th. I think it's a Saturday.
Yep. I'll be there.
Dude, we can make it.
I'll be there.
We can make it.
I'm
Guys,
actually looking forward to it.
Come up.
I will.
I know this club.
I will
I've
make
been
this.
there.
I will make this trip up, and I will bring. What's your favorite scotch, my friend?
I'm a big Johnny Walker fan. Johnny Walker Red, believe it or not, but Lafroy is my new go-to.
I'm really curious how you're going to
Loki.
sneak this into the club because I've been to this club and the security is pretty decent.
We'll get it.
I'll put you on the list and walk you in. That's
Oh, you're the man, Joe.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wow, he really is a jabroni. He knows nothing.
You're fucking killing me.
How do you get it in the club? Goofball, I'm headlining the club that
That's
night.
what I was saying. All I gotta do is bring the scotch, brother.
I'm going to put it out to you like this. 2-3 years ago,
I'm gonna walk it in past the bouncer drinking it. What do you mean I'm gonna walk it in?
2-3 years ago, we did a gimmick with Shaman's Harvest on the bus, and I told Nathan, the singer, I want to bring you some whiskey. I got stopped at the door. It didn't matter. Nathan's like, he's with me. They took the whiskey.
Of course you did. Look at you. Come on.
Are you
They're
fucking
gonna stop
kidding?
you at the door.
Oh, my God.
They're not going to let you pass security.
Ladies and gentlemen, his book went aluminum last week. It's called Start With a Dream. Just buy it out of pity. I don't care. I love this guy. Fucking dude.
But
Joe,
of course, obviously, the soft cover's on Amazon. You can get the new deluxe hardcover is at Barnes & Noble's right now. I'm actually going to be doing a live Facebook probably on Thursday to give away a copy. We're going to have some trivia and stuff. So go to my Facebook page on Thursday at around 1 p.m. I think it is. You just go to my Facebook page. I'll post all the details. I'm going to have a little contest giving away a signed hard copy.
yeah, you're going to be pissed
Nice.
when I win all the trivia because I've read that book 3 times, and you're going to be, oh, look, Chris won the fucking trivia. Jesus.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll be seeing you on the 12th, my friend.
Yes, I'm ready
Done
for
deal,
a road
guys.
trip. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
No, we're going to take a road trip. Go see
Put
our man.
us on the list.
The
Well,
list.
some of you will be on the list. I know who I'm leaving off.
Oh, for the love of Pete. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joey Cassata. Joe, hey, thanks for taking time out, man. We had fun. I had fun. Voting starts as soon as the YouTube feed goes off. We're going to put the vote out. Let's see who wins.
Yep.
Next Tuesday, the votes are in. The tabulations are complete. And we will see who wins this debate.
Thanks, boys. Great time as always.
All right,
Absolutely,
Joe.
brother. Good
Hopefully,
seeing you.
hopefully
Have a good
we'll
night.
both see you on the 12th.
Oh, we will.
You got it.
All right,
Just
brother.
let me know.
Johnny
Shoot me a
Walker
text.
Red.
Beautiful.
I got you.
All right, I'll let you know. I'll text you.
Later, boys.
All right, later, bro. All right, so it looks like we have plans on October 12th.
Hey, well, you know, I'm single and mingle, so let's
I'm
do
all
it.
for it, man. Let's go. Let's
do
go
it.
enjoy some rock and roll. Ed, you in?
Can't do it.
Well, then
Big,
you
Mr.
suck.
Big and Trickster. I mean, come on,
My
man.
housewarming party.
Oh, it is. Huh?
Fuck.
Well, but that's only during the daytime.
Well, it's still whenever everybody
We'll
leaves.
figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I'll be leaving to go see the fucking
Yeah,
show.
well, yeah, we get Joey's putting us on the guest list. We're
I got her if I'm going to be on that fucking guest list.
strolling and rolling, my friend.
That's pretty simple. That's a no-brainer right there.
Wow. So, guys, get out and listen to both of those records and tender your votes.
About
Just
to.
don't vote for Joey because he's Joey. Just vote with your ears, not with whatever.
No.
Yeah, I know. Let's ignore Eddie real quick. Anything you want to pimp, plug, or otherwise push upon the people?
No, I think today was a really, really chill episode. Fucking
Yeah.
fantastic points.
Joe's fantastic. I'm
Both
glad-
across the board.
Glad you got a chance to finally be here for Joey Cassata.
Oh, we'll have more fun.
Of
like
course.
I said, when you see live.
I do want to make mention that Wednesday night there will be no C&J Speed Review. It's going to be on Thursday night. We're going to do Facebook for hopefully the last time. We're going to go over the Charlotte Roval race, which was fantastic. If you want to see a guy run into a wall and then 38 laps later win a race, you're going to find out how awesome that is. Moving forward, I just did a little Sorry I'm Making Sense today, which is my video shorts covering stupid things in the world. I covered people who video people on their little gimmick phone like this in public/private property places, and the biggest idiot in the flat earth community, Nathan Thompson. So I've met some great flat earth people. They're really nice. They are open to discussion. They're not Nathan Thompson. We've had him on the show, and he was an asshole. So look out
Yeah,
for
to
that.
say the least. Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much. Hey, I got to go. I promised you guys 60 minutes. Here's 23. I got to go. You
Yep.
fucking cunt. You know what I did? This man's a vegan. I found out his address, and I sent him a Omaha Steaks catalog.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I know.
I probably would have actually.
I don't
sent
play
it to
around.
Steak,
You
though.
fuck with me and my friends, I'm gonna fuck with you back. Don't fuck with you. Fuck with this guy, I'm gonna fuck you
You
up.
should have sent him an affiliate link to Chicago Steaks, one of
Oh,
our affiliates.
I didn't
that
think about that.
You can check out at LokiandJabroni.com.
I like Chicago steaks. All right, y'all. Make sure you guys do check out those
I just got a
affiliate links,
Charlie
though,
horse from
because
that fucking game yesterday.
see?
Jesus Christ.
if you guys are on our affiliate links, like I said, he makes it very simple. It's hit that little
Just go
double
to
thing.
support the
Support
show.
us. Support us. Very simple. Any way you want to add in there, we have anything from just buying online to just giving us straight money.
The Amazon button's on the home page.
I love the Amazon
Right on
button
the
because
upper right corner.
You know, all y'all motherfuckers out there ordering something from Amazon almost every day, okay? Almost every day. So if you're not going through our homepage and doing this, there's something wrong. There's something seriously wrong.
Agreed. I'm texting Joey.
No, you're good. You're good. But
Gotta get Joey.
You can also buy event tickets for anything on the Loki and Jabroni page. Baseball, football, doesn't matter.
or
How
the
about
12th,
concerts?
or the 12th.
No, not
be rolling
Kiss.
The
on up there.
farewell tour.
I'm talking about November 8th in Worcester, Massachusetts. Lynch and myself are going to be there at the Palladium in Worcester to see the ultimate heavy metal storyteller Jones, King Diamond. We're going to be there, and if you want to get your tickets, that's where I got my tickets.
Yep.
Go to our page, get those tickets, get it done.
Rock them tickets.
And
all right, guys.
playing with King Diamond's management, trying to get 20 minutes on my phone that we can play on this show just to talk to King Diamond. What a fucking great guy.
Mm-hmm.
You can also still get your Loki or Jabroni curse word shirts.
Yes.
So, do it up.
Do it.
So much
Support us.
Did you have fun tonight?
Absolutely.
Did you have fun tonight?
I always have fun.
Will, did you have fun tonight? All right, he's throwing up
Now
the
I got to go
thumbs up.
find a bed because I'm fucking beat.
All right, he's beat. I'm beat. Eddie's
Get
Eddie.
these old ass men out of my house.
Yep.
Yeah, right. We'll talk to you next week.
All right,
Give me
love you guys.
Give me the Nickelback music. I can't leave, but there we go.
Oh, God.
Had to have it.
No, I know. You always talk about it.
I know. We love you guys. Talk to you next week.
Yes, yes.